Okay. Welcome back to Nat19. Well, that made none of you say anything. Is that what I have to do to not be interrupted? I
no,
just have to scream?
Carrie said penis.
No,
I did!
Bread said penis.
Was it bread?
She did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
bread.
bread
Yeah.
was low,
Did
and
you?
I didn't even know. I thought it because it was
Bitch.
no, because it was so low. I
me.
thought it was sick Carrie.
Yeah, I didn't hear you say it.
Aww.
At least if I scream, I can't hear you interrupting me, so maybe that's the key to happiness, at least for me. Okay, so welcome back to Vestige of Ophiuchus, Campaign 1, Session 46. We have now entered a weird quantum state, where those that are watching the Wednesday games, you are now farther ahead in time than those, well, you might end up being farther ahead in time, depending on if they rest tonight. Just a note that Hayden, Heckin Aviana will not be taking part. I mean, you can. Will not be taking part in most of today's game, most likely, because since we don't know what's going to happen with their character, they will be off screen dealing with things. Oh, thank you.
They're doing their own thing.
Guys, I think we should wait until.
However,
Audrey
Hayden
comes
is
back to
here.
anything.
I am.
Hooray! Hooray!
Yay!
I
Which
can't
is good,
wait
because
to
we
see
love
what
you
gifts
so.
you're gonna use today.
You do?
No.
So, we're gonna see who's gonna tell us what happened last time. And the thing is, I'm gonna roll this dice, and it's gonna be a 3, which is flux, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make Hayden do it, since Hayden has literally nothing else to do today. What happened last time, Hayden? What happened last time, Hayden?
I knew you were gonna do this. Okay, so we're at the tournament. Ryuji is growling next to me because he's like, "Fucking Logan, I knew this would happen." Okay, should I do the recap in Ryuji voice for you?
Yes, you should.
Yes.
I thought, frankly, that was implied.
Okay, so last time on Vestige of Ophiuchus, Quintus fought Murkwire. Quintus did an amazing job, and he was so good. He kicked so much ass, and he nearly won. But it seemed during the fight that Murkwire was sort of like changing personalities and stuff, you know? So, Murkwire was fighting like real brutally, and then he was like super cool and gladiator and shit, and then he kicked Quintus's ass at the last minute. Just due to his fire
I kicked
skills,
my own ass, thank you.
You basically know that. But Quintus was really cool, and Quintus is the Davio Sob family favorite, so it's fine. Let's see what else happened in my notes here. Fucking Murkwire grabbed Lilywin's hand, broke a ring that was on her hand. Whoops, she's a fucking dragon. And it also turned out that Murkwire might have been like mildly kind of possessed by the Tenebros, because he was talking to Quintus at the end of their fight, and he's like, it seemed like the thing to do at the time, right? So that's the bad thing. Miriam and Aviana took off after Lilywin when she flew away. They followed her to the fucking skyward state. And whoops, she's a young dragon, blah 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 blah. They talked to the lady. Lady is super sus, in my opinion.
What?
All right, Ryuji. Damn.
Jesus, Ryuji.
So suspicious of people.
I'm sus of everyone unless you give me cuddles. Turns out, Morian has been like looking after like Mott for like a while, and like he's been around for a minute. He's probably a dragon. Nobody knows really. Ryuji. And then now Lily was gonna be staying below the highest standards manor, and that's where we left off.
So, Din, I don't know if you're out there right now, but I really need a picture of a corgi in like a Shakespearean bard hat, like a feathered cap, with one paw raised up as if it is pontificating, and maybe little spectacles.
You
I will-
listen.
Din,
She is working a double shift today.
Oh,
You
no.
leave her alone.
Okay, I need this from anybody. I need Ryuji the Bard.
That's how we start all games now, is Ryuji.
All right, everybody, you better
Ryuji's
learn.
recap!
You better learn that affectation, because from now on, all recaps have to be in Ryuji voice.
It's just a Minetta.
Oh.
All right. That said, I made a mistake.
Oh yeah.
I forgot to replace the character art on screen, the stuff that like scrolls by. I forgot to replace that with
It's just
the normal
guest
stuff.
No, you don't need
So
to
it's the guest game art. So enjoy seeing characters that aren't there.
That's fine.
Hell yeah.
But speaking of
know.
seeing characters,
No.
There you go.
Oh.
speaking of
Gib.
seeing characters,
Doing it.
there's a
Gib.
boy.
Gib.
Oh, right.
Of the
There's a
boyish
boy.
variety.
Look at the
Wow!
Oh!
boy.
Different
He's
boy than
so
expected, but no complaints.
That's so unfair how attractive he is.
It's bullshit.
This bald man.
Mom!
Absolute man.
Dude, he has a tattoo now, and I'm like, huh.
I fucking know.
Dude,
I'm like, did his arms get bigger? They look bigger.
They were always that big.
yeah. Also, he's wearing like the Hill Giant strings. So
He's
it's
a
like,
stout, thick boy.
he is
And now he's got all kinds of energy and stuff swirling.
Now he's
Yeah, though.
Vogan is creeping closer and closer to like a D&D biker, and I'm fine with that.
dude.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm adjusting my mic real quick.
Want to take a ride with me?
Oh my!
Yes.
I gotta go.
Yo, right, same
I'm in danger. So that is new
yeah.
Vogan art. We're still kind of
Yeah.
in the when I can I'm trying to get updated art of the characters done. Quintus really needs it because he's had plate mail for a while. But bam, Orbis Vogan.
Hey.
So good.
That fucking cloak looks sick, though.
Yeah, man.
At least with Quinn, it's usually like shoulders up we see, and his pauldrons are plate already, because it's
Yeah.
like plate over chain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so I'm
it's not a
good.
big deal.
And the
There's
tabard hasn't
also
really changed that
there's
much.
2 more things that I need to show you guys. Heckin'.
Oh,
Yeah.
Logan,
I know
we can't
one
hug
of
you
them is.
anymore. It's dangerous to hug you now.
too spiky.
You're so pointy. Yeah.
Oh, one of them I apparently didn't put in here, so I'm not gonna show it on stream. But
like
also,
you'd be hugging his shoulders.
Art of Rory.
That's what I-
What?
Yeah.
Oh my boy.
Is that? Oh, that's a heckin' a good time.
Behold.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
I was about to.
I slipped
Well,
him
I guess
gold
I'm
into
gonna-
his armor.
I'm gonna make me sound like a dum dum anyway.
God.
When I saw the front of his little like chest armor, I was like, "Is that a corgi?" I thought that.
It is a hound with stag horns,
It is a deer dog.
Yes.
which is that thing, and like what's behind him. That is the crest of the Platinum Watch.
Are you yeah,
As of
but
now,
that's
because since we were getting this done, I asked Hasmi to design that as well, and they have.
Nice.
So those things.
Hey,
now
look.
exist.
Good, well-behaved boy.
Oh.
He looks
I
like
love
Prince
him.
Charming from the Shrek movies.
Nah, he does kind of.
Oh my god.
job.
I did not see that.
Don't ruin him. Don't
Oh.
ruin him.
Don't ruin.
Ruin him! Ruin him!
No.
All he has to do is like slow-mo, like whip his hair back, and
No, I want to run my bird fingers through his hair and just.
He has to
To be
walk
fair,
around.
guys,
Mummy! Mummy!
To be fair, Prince Charming's personality is what is not appealing about fucking
Yeah.
Prince Charming.
Yeah.
He looks like a hunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
All
see,
right.
Rory's a good boy, so it's all good.
Okay, my dudes. New art aside, Vogan's token is already changed to match that. BT dubs.
Yeah.
We are going to return from 11:15 at night, which is where we left off with the guest games, and we're going to return to the hour of 4 p.m. The dead of night.
no.
Oh jeez.
Now, do you guys... I'm pretty sure I know what you guys were collectively doing last time, but I want you to remind me. Miriam and Aviana, just real quick. Aviana broke off to go find the place where they had to meet with High Lord Morian, and apparently it takes them 3 hours to get there, but that's neither here nor there. Heckin', Miriam, where are you going?
I don't immediately know where everyone would have moved to, so I am going to casually make my way back to town, and then go back to the arena and look there, and if they're not there, then I'll meander and do whatever. I'm not in a rush. Dragon's
Alrighty.
fine.
Rest of the group, what are you doing?
We were heading off to the Platinum District, I believe. To, try to
Oh,
find Kyverium.
All right. So you guys are heading off to the
Looking
Platinum
for that
District.
boy.
Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a. You eventually would
probably
head
at
there.
some point potentially talking to some other people because there's a lot of people we need to talk to.
Yeah.
So, assuming that you guys do, you head back into town, Miriam. We're gonna say that all this stuff takes about an hour to happen. You return, you go to the arena. By this point, they'll definitely be gone because they were already heading out by the time you pretty much resolved things with
I was
everyone.
like, I can't imagine it would. I'd get back before they were gone.
I left a trail of Fischetti in my wake.
What does that even mean?
Follow the skitty.
The others of you, as you
Genuinely
guys head
disgusting.
towards the Platinum District, you would eventually come up to the gates as usual that lead into the Platinum District. I can stay still, you. Whenever you get there, you're greeted by the usual Platinum Watch guards at the front. You have free reign. That's
Hi.
everybody else. Yes, you all stayed together.
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe
Okay.
so. Yes.
Hello. We would like to bring ourselves entry to see one of our comrades, please.
Do you have any identification on you in regards to any invitations that you may have had from those who were inside?
We have an invitation, but it's not for the same person we wish to go and see. We are the highest standard, if that makes any difference. We have made it to a part of the tournament where we are to be given some sort of leeway into this place, have we not?
Do you have a platinum seal?
We do not.
I can't let you in.
Well, crap.
If you would like, then I would love to use this one to go and see our other compatriot. I'm gonna bring out the thing to go and see Diane and our boy.
Oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
If we dude, we have to get in here.
I know.
All right.
God damn.
You know how things are. You guys wait here. We'll go talk to them and see. I believe they came back, haven't they? He looks over to another one of the guards.
Yeah, I think so. Right. You lot really like to send us on errands. We've had more visitors in here in the past month than I think we've had in the past year. Whatever. I'll go fetch them and get them to bring you in.
We'll hope that this will be a bit of a thing of the past pretty soon, as we are going to be allowed entry into this place.
So I've heard. No hard feelings, by the way. If I could let you through, I would.
Of course, it's no problem.
Well, at least. That other one's not with you right now, is he?
Oh, you mean
The white-haired one?
no, he's not. I
No
don't
one,
think-
he's not
he looks
gonna
around.
be with us.
He looks around like, I don't know. Is it?
No.
They head off and they head into the. That is way too intense music. That is some Windscar music.
Calm
Let's
down,
fucking change
music.
that.
Oh shit.
We're not there yet.
We just all look to each other like, I have a bad feeling.
Yeah.
I need you guys. Any of you. I don't care who it is, but I need one of you to roll me 1d100.
I'll do it.
Ooh.
Oh, damn it!
You are ready. I was half a second
Yeah.
behind you.
God damn.
I thought it would be something that we
I was just hovering over the
proclaim
dice.
first.
He's like, I need you to roll. Like, huh?
I was literally half a second behind you.
Okay.
I just was proposing.
You rolled a 56. It's over a 50. So, whenever they eventually come back, you find it is not someone that has come to get you before. Before, you had been received by Diane, who came to get you on behalf of the Amberwick Company. This time, it looks to be someone who is dressed more like a worker. They don't seem to entirely... they don't seem quite as certain of exactly why they're there whenever they get there. They don't have the same sort of posture when they see you, like, oh, hey, you are the highest standard, right? I'm supposed...
Vanderbilt, nice to meet you.
Hi. Come with me, I guess. Need to
Is
see
everything all right?
Diane? Okay. do I have to, he like looks to the guards, do they have to like have their stuff confiscated when they come in? How does this? And you're like, no, they just, not unless you think it's necessary. I'm sure it's fine. They're fine.
Looks back at Vogan.
With his horrifying shit here.
No, I'm fine. I think I'll be fine.
Newly
On that
revealed
note, Vogan,
hobgoblin.
you will have noted you are getting looks, Vogan, everywhere you go at this point. Though they cheered for you at the tournament, you are still a hobgoblin. And though news has been circulated, and you kind of get the impression that people may have been warned that there's a hobgoblin in the city that's not necessarily going to attack anybody, you're still getting a lot of people avoiding you and your group in the streets when you move. This guy...
Oh, we should have did this sooner.
This guy invites you through, and he begins escorting you back towards the Amberwick Company's main office. Is there anything you guys do on the way, or do you just want to go straight there?
I want to, because this guy's new and he's obviously like leading like ahead of us, like he doesn't know like everything going on. I do want to like kind of like try to converse with the party very very lowly where he potentially couldn't hear us.
It sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
what do
plan
you
at
say
this
to him?
point is to see if we can talk to Diane or Edregan to helping us go and find Kyverian. Is
You
there
want to talk to
anything we should be-
Edregan?
What?
He like stops and gives you like a.
Who said
Excuse me,
the
sir.
talk to
We were
Edregan thing?
whispering.
Who said the
Oh,
talk to
sorry.
Edregan thing?
He did.
Oh, okay. It sounded like Argo for a second. I'm like, wait, is Argo fucking here?
Yeah.
No, I was responding as the person you said you were talking to.
No, I was talking to the group.
Oh, you're talking to the group.
Yeah, not him.
Well, you started that with because
Yeah, you
he's
said we
new.
were
I will.
whispering, yeah.
Yeah, I was
I
talking
thought
to
to
the group
him.
away from
I
him. My bad, my bad.
misunderstood. Go ahead.
You're doing great.
You started
Logan.
with saying since he's new, I want to whisper, and I was like, I guess I assumed you wanted to speak to him privately. My brain went
Oh,
there.
no,
I was
no, no,
wrong.
no.
Go ahead.
Logan, tell me the entire backstory. No, okay.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I'm talking to the group. The plan right now is to see if we can get either Diane or Edregan to help us go and see.
You want to talk to
Kyverian.
Edregan? I've got good ears.
Yeah, we're whispering. This is none of your
Sorry,
business.
sorry, sorry.
rude,
Third
sir.
time. It's out of my system. Go ahead. Sorry.
However, I would also like to know why Edregan wasn't there today, if possible. So this does.
You want to talk to Edregan?
Yes. Logan, I do.
And now it's out of all of our systems. Go ahead. That's our one for today.
Does anyone have any other plans for this? Because right now, we need one of them to take us over there if we're going to talk to Kyverian at all.
I think that's the only thing we can do as of right now.
Failing that, I suppose someone could, talks quieter, transform into one of them and pretend to escort the others where we need to go.
We'll
Who do we know who could do something like that?
cross that if we need. We'll cross
obviously.
that if we need to. Lastly, he looks up toward the Skyward Estate. Hopefully, Kitty and Aviana are still here, and they'll be able to come and see us if we see them. So keep your eyes peeled.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As he'll just keep walking with the boyo.
Yeah, I definitely needed to urgently talk to Aviana. Can't wait.
Oh.
I mean, I want to know about the dragon thing, don't you? Like,
I know,
that's
yeah.
something I would like to learn about. I don't know about you.
That seems like a point of interest.
It's like, hey,
Okey
Aviana,
dokey.
Kitty, did you chase down the dragon?
How did that go?
I appreciate you guys are like
How y'all feeling?
anti the meme in that there's that meme of like you walk into a bar, there's the story NPC clearly in one corner, a goblin in the other. The group's like, who's that goblin? What's his name? What's his family like? But I'm like, you want to talk to the NPC? You're like, no, that's fine.
Unless you give us a reason,
don't
like,
need 'em.
unless you give
We
us
don't
like
need
a
'em.
big reason to
I
talk
mean-
to him, like I don't want to take up time with that. I feel like that'd be mean.
We don't need new friends.
game is whatever you guys want it to be.
Like,
I know. I
to
just
humanize
don't want to make any.
himself.
I just don't want to make it harder. on anybody.
Oh
Seems a
no,
little-
I have to talk in character.
All right, Logan, who is this guy? What's his backstory? I'm kidding.
No, we've moved on.
How many siblings does he have?
Can
So
I
you get-
wife?
You guys continue on then, and you head towards the. You get to the office. Like, is that the end of basically?
Yes.
Okay. When you arrive, he shows you in. He like tells you that you can go into the main door. He heads around. You guys know that this building has a like large warehouse opening on the side of it because they ship a lot of things out from here. He doesn't go in the front door with you. He seems to go around and get just far enough that he could go inside the warehouse, like the loading bay. But he stops and like looks at you guys, and then the door's like, I can't. I don't think I'm allowed to leave you in the streets alone. So could you? I gotta get back to working. Could you get in there, please?
Of course.
We're not alone. We have each other.
No, that's. Listen.
We'll be right
He
in,
is
of course.
technically correct.
We'll be right in, of course. Go about your day.
That's illegal. I need
I'm
you to
literally
go in.
reaching. I'm literally reaching for the handle right now.
Yep,
He
there
watches
goes.
as you do.
I open the door.
You go in. Assuming you guys go inside, he then goes about his job, as he is but a simple worker that works in the loading bay.
I'd like to speak to Edregan! It's out of my system now.
That's the session name. I'd like to speak to Edregan.
Yeah.
Whenever you guys head in, I don't think I ever showed you guys the. It's probably not necessary, but I don't think I ever showed you guys the map for this place. Did I?
Gib. Gib.
Uh-oh.
Red flag.
Logan's
What?
throwing
No,
some
it's
red
fine.
flags at us right now.
Instead of Red Bulls
This
for
is a
once.
battle map, ain't it, Logan?
Oh,
We gotta
no.
finally kill Edregan, don't we?
Cody, every map's a battle map.
That's true.
Oh my god.
He is right.
Quick,
Depends on the
somebody heal me.
When you guys head in, when you
Yeah,
head
you're fucked up,
initially,
dude.
okay, when you guys head in and go inside. By the way, I'd like to remind you guys there would have been enough time to take a short rest. So
Yes.
Quinn,
True.
Quinn and Fenris and Vogan, you guys, if you want to keep resting, to regain things, I will short rest you guys again. Feel free to.
I'm good. Man. Oh my god.
Okay. Alright, I'm good.
Holy shit.
I don't have any more to roll.
Yeah, I'm keeping
Oh
one
my
hit-
god.
hit die.
Would anyone care for some curative blood spiders?
Yes, please.
Uh,
Just in case, please.
I'm certainly curious of the practice, if you don't mind.
They are millions of tiny machines that knit their wounds together and apply anesthetic.
Here, eat
Kids
these
these
spiders.
days.
Yeah, I'll go.
Times
I
are
drink
certainly
the spiders. I'm
changing.
kidding.
So
Oh,
you
like a pill.
go ahead and apply healing to Quintus with
Oh
that.
my god.
Alright, I'm gonna do it at level 2, so let me just roll that.
Yep.
Pew.
If you'd be willing to heal Fenris, I'm literally like out of spell slots for the most part.
Absolutely.
Oh,
One
thank
moment.
you.
But Fenris, don't you want to get a spell slot and then like lesser rester? I'm kidding.
Damn.
Hey man, if I
Oh,
could
no.
prepare this
Oh,
spell
damn,
right now,
okay.
I would.
Hey.
That's one. And I'll do another level 2 on you, Fenris.
Oh, thank you.
I love how all of my rolls, including the one that I didn't even roll.
Damn.
How,
I hope the next. I hope you roll a 5 on the other
Interesting.
die too.
Yo, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, let's see here. Detarget, damn you. There we go.
If you can hit me again if you want. I'm just playing.
I feel like this may not be a good day for you guys. That's pretty good.
Hey.
Damn.
Yay!
I
There we
was
go.
secretly kind of hoping for a 1.
Yeah.
But you guys, when you go in initially, you are not greeted by anybody. You hear there's a bustle outside from where the loading bay is. You then hear footsteps on the wooden floor coming from the direction of the office, and walking down a hallway that is connected to the main area. Out comes Diane, wearing her secretary outfit in this case. She pushes her glasses up whenever she sees you, but has a look on her face that's a bit more, not quite as charming as her secretary persona normally is. It's a little bit more curt. When she looks to you, there's an initial sense of she was pulled away from something important. Her eyes quickly dart to all of you as if inspecting you very quickly, and then just goes straight into being,
I wasn't expecting a visit from any of you. What are you doing here?
We wanted to ask a couple of things of you, if you wouldn't mind. It's not very often you don't come to pick us up, however. Is there something important going on?
I'm afraid that's no longer under my list of responsibilities with the Amberwick Company. And we are a bit busy, so I'm afraid you're going to have to come back another time.
Is that so?
She doesn't answer. She just continues looking to the lot of you.
Perhaps then we can make this brief. We'd like to go and see Kyverium.
I'm afraid the doctor is busy at work, and he doesn't want to be bothered right now.
Can I insight that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What is going on?
I'm not
Miss
inciting, I'm just
Diane?
getting angry.
Damn, Vogan knows what's up.
She is being...
Damn,
perhaps dishonesty is not the how I would describe it. She is deflecting. She clearly has no intention of being helpful at the moment.
So Diane,
She's like
I
trying to
have
brush us off kind of
a
thing.
couple of other questions
Yes.
then. If we can't go and see Kyverium, I would like to get something out of our trip over here. Where was Edregan today? Is he also busy?
You haven't heard, then?
I've not.
I am afraid, as things currently are, Edregan is beyond my ability to report on.
What?
What?
Why is that?
I am afraid I can't say. It would be improper for me to speak before the Merchant Lords and the High Lord have come to an official decision on what to do about him.
Where is Edregan?
I'm afraid I don't know. He rather left in a hurry.
There is a slight, almost unnoticeable smile on her face.
This is such bad vibes! You are not passing the vibe check today, ma'am.
True.
And here I learned something very good about what I had already promised you before. I don't know if you remember our little talk we had the other night, but I suppose you had many talks the other night, didn't you?
Of course. I had to socialize. I had to get to know everybody who would be competing in the tournament, and as the Amberwick Company has an international presence, I had to entertain any private conversations that I was asked to.
Of course. Make yourself known to more allies, to more people who can aid you. Alienate yourself from others who've already had promises made with you. I understand. But I would love to speak to Kyverium. Something very important has happened to me, and I need to speak with him.
Oh? What
Who
has
was I
happened to you?
fighting in the tournament?
Quintus, are you telling me that you have contracted amnesis?
I'm just gonna put a
Yes.
hand on. Oh, well, you
I
already
am.
did it.
Oh, well, that is a shame. Somebody that has contracted that, they pose a threat to the general public.
Not as much as people who have other problems with them and the company they keep, I'm sure.
I'm sure I wouldn't know what you're referring to. However, if I were to instruct the city that one of the combatants had amnesis, I'm sure they would want to put that person into quarantine indefinitely. And certainly we cannot risk the health of our doctor trying to cure it by allowing him to go, so directly to somebody that has the disease. His memories are most
Diane.
important of all.
Today is not the greatest day for you to be doing this.
I disagree.
Do you remember we had promised each other the other night?
I seem to recall some thinly veiled threats that if I did not tell Edregan about what might be happening with his business...
Our promise. Not Edregan.
What would that be?
About what is to happen when I make my way back to the land away. And the things that I could promise you. If you upheld your end of the bargain. Are we going to sully our working relationship and cause that to be something neither of us think about?
I suppose that's for you to decide. I must say, though, your tone is coming off as unnecessarily threatening.
I suppose I'm having a bad day. You saw.
I would recommend you do not take such a tone with someone who has just taken the seat of one of the city's merchant lords, Knight of Valorbilt. It may not go very well for you. Is there any other business I can help you with?
Perhaps you're right. If you'll excuse us then.
I'll have somebody escort you back out of the Platinum District. Given how things are, your seal is going to be assigned to you after the tournament ends, at which point you'll be free to wander around as you see fit. I recommend you don't do anything that makes you suspicious or labels you a threat to the general public, otherwise you may not get your seal at all. We're very cautious here.
Why would I do anything like that? It's not like whenever I'm betrayed I make a big spectacle of it or anything. I'll allow you to go back to your business, Diane.
She calls for the same person from the other room. You just hear her yell, Igor!
They need to be escorted back out.
The same person runs back in, greets all of you, doesn't seem very aware of the context of what's happening. Diane's persona goes back to being cheerful, like she normally is when she's in this particular setting.
I'm sorry that I couldn't help you any further. If you have anything else that you need, please bring it up with the authorities or the city. I am unfortunately swamped with bureaucratic work right now.
I also can't talk.
It's almost like
Bleh.
lying's really bad or something. I don't know.
It's almost like you're evil.
Have a good day.
He'll turn and go to leave without saying anything after that.
As you guys go to leave, she will quickly, as a lot of you turn, be like,
Oh, and Miss Selberon. The Amberwick Company is in the business of trying to acquire all kinds of rare items, and such as bags of holding or other curiosities. And
I turn and stare her down.
we were recently informed that you are in possession of an item that is quite unique. We will be approaching you
Fenris.
soon with an offer as to how we might take it off your hands, if that seems amicable to you. Feel free to reject it, of course. We know it's probably important to you, but we really would like to find it.
Oh, I don't.
You're gross.
I don't
She
believe I'll be
smiles.
seeing. I don't believe I'll be seeing us having any business anytime soon.
That's a shame.
Quinn is still glaring at her now.
It certainly is. Now, without further ado, Quintus, she'll just like start pushing him, like, all right.
He will allow himself to be pushed, but he is
Come
not
on.
stopping the glare.
I don't care about that.
Just remember,
No.
especially since you're going to be holding on to it. I know that a lot of you have been finding certain items in your adventures. Please remember that owning particularly powerful magical items is not in line with the code of conduct that the Academy sets forth for us. And
You certainly know a lot
There's
about
you
a lot
choose-
of things not in line in that code of conduct.
All right, Quintus.
you do... I'm talking to Miss Selberon, Knight of Valor built. I would appreciate it if you would cease your constant interjections in our business.
It's heard, but not taken.
Watch out.
Come on.
If the Treasury decides to take issue with it, they may find themselves looking to confiscate it.
They'll have to drag it.
All right. We can certainly try. Okay.
What did I say about that tone?
She turns and she leaves, heading back over towards what you guys would know to have been Edregan's office.
She is gross.
The amount of
Yeah.
like the calm energy that Fenris was trying to like portray as like she was pushing Quinn and trying to get him to knock it off, she drops almost immediately down to the same anger level as Quinn. Just like,
Oh
the
no!
nerve. Like I would, and she has room to talk about conduct. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, she's a butthole.
A massive one.
I don't like her.
It seems that things have taken a shift for the worse.
By the way, just back in for
Where do you-
the
where do
sake
you
of
guys- okay,
trivia, in case you guys ever were wondering.
Hey. It's the thing you said you were going to show us and then we didn't need.
I was just curious about if I ever did show it. Oh, it's heckin' doing that thing where it's not zoomed
Yeah.
properly.
Oh, yeah, it's doing
Okay,
the
there
thing.
it is.
Hit original size. You don't need
I
it,
did.
but
There we
heckin'
go.
that's the layout that you're aware of regarding the
Hey.
Emerald Company. If you ever, I don't know, I'm just saying, if you ever, for example, want to break in, here's some information about what the place is, what you know of the place.
Oh, there are plenty of things I want to do to this building now.
All
Believe
right.
you me.
All right.
Igor will escort you back out towards the main gates.
Will he? I'm kidding.
Yes, he will.
I'm playing.
It is a thing he will do.
I snap his fucking
Innocent
neck. I'm
worker
kidding.
for the Amberwick Company, Igor.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm this way. Yes.
Innocent left in a puddle of his own blood on the side of the street, Igor.
Oh, there is so much I want to do tonight now.
Cool.
All right,
You went on it. You went on a
Let's-
date with that man.
As you head
Straight
back,
up.
Miriam, assuming that you would probably head generally towards the Platinum District as well, I would say that given the amount of time it takes to do these things, you'd probably arrive there at about the same time as they'd be coming out.
You just notice people pushing Quinn out from the Platinum District as he continues to glare toward Diane.
Just like grumpy, but also trying to shiatsu, like chop, 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 chop on Quintus's back. Like, you need to calm down.
Why so glum, chum?
Oh,
Diane's
Miriam,
gross.
hi.
Immediate change in
Hello.
emotion. Kitty.
Yes. She's a crime lord, of course.
yeah,
she is.
and she's also
Kitty.
one of
Yeah,
the
but
High
Kenny
Lords.
got
We
one,
should
so.
we should step away from these nice people. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, guards.
Yeah, bye.
I'm sure we'll be
everyone.
seeing you
Bye-bye.
soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Alright, goodbye.
Hugs and kisses.
I await the
Wow.
day when you can just walk past us.
It'll be great.
Soon.
Oh, but I love our conversation, Spock.
No.
Touching.
Kitty, what happened? What happened with everything?
With the dragon.
Oh, they died.
What?
What?
No, they're fine.
Okay.
Just clutches chest.
Thank goodness. I could not handle any more bad news today. To be perfectly
really-
honest, I cannot handle any more bad news today.
Oh,
Yeah.
me too.
Almond might be dead, though. I don't know. I told them they could eat them.
Which one was Falvin again?
No.
Almond are
Oh, Alvin! I thought you said Falsman.
Oh my god.
the source of our milk for our heckin' cereal.
It's okay, Fenris. They're like... they're not that expensive.
I named that one. That was the only. It's fine.
So that's someone who
as
just
long
lost a
as she's
humongous load of gold. Sorry, by the way.
I don't care.
Kitty, we have important things to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of.
Kyverium is... I believe he's being held against his will again.
Yep. Diane, by the
men
way,
can't
is
catch
now
a
one
break.
of the High Lords.
It's true. Perfect.
Either
think
that
so.
or he's completely... Well... Either that or he's completely oblivious to the situation, which hopefully that is the case, but... He has no way of doing anything about it anyway, so if he's in bliss, then at least there's that. Get him involved in his work and whatnot. But Edregan
We don't know what happened.
apparently
to
has been
him.
replaced on the seat by Diane.
She's... Could
I
be...
mentioned the
person.
possibility. Was that last night? My god, time flies. She's acting quick then.
Very quick. But where is
Okay,
Edregan?
like I said, it makes sense she'd take care of home.
It wouldn't matter to me if she did take over, but
Well,
I mean, it's
it
not a
seems
good
her
changed
thing.
everything.
interests have shifted. She saw the opportunity and took it.
if there was anyone in this place who'd be even worse for this place... Why are there so many people here?
I doubt she has any interest in leading.
No, I think
No,
she's
just pulling the
preparing it
strings
for-
behind those who lead.
That
She
means
was
that-
speaking with Murkwire last night, as we heard.
That just means another vote gone, and the person we were voting for.
It doesn't matter, the vote. The vote doesn't matter anymore.
That a vote for Edregan is gone. Oh, also Edregan.
The vote doesn't matter anymore. To be perfectly honest,
I know.
Murkwire, he beat me, and he's going to beat this, and he's going to beat this election.
As they're all confounded, I'm just gonna slowly drag us toward the electorate district.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Also, Kitty,
What?
Murkwire is being controlled. While I was fighting him, I was fighting a different person. A Murkwire who
A demon, right?
I was fighting a Murkwire I hadn't fought before. Someone who was legitimately enjoying what he was doing and potentially happy? I don't know. Talking about honor and strength, and that person left after what happened with the dragon. That person said a phrase that we both know from the Black Talon of Azarul.
Playing with fiends is a dangerous game in the best of circumstances.
We were able to get the lady to listen to an extent, but without proof, she will not act. And now the person who I asked her to potentially vote for is no longer involved.
I wouldn't put too much faith in the capital or anyone from it.
BT dubs, in case it helps anyone visualize what's going on. There's that again. Thanks.
Hooray.
Hey, we can tie up the vote by sending it to Vendi.
It's true, yeah.
Well, it's officially that anyone could be better. I guess that's how low we've gone.
I mean, we haven't even met this one, but like we haven't heard
know.
anything horrible, except for the fact that this person would be really bad for the position, apparently. But you know,
So,
that was from a guy we hated. What do we do now?
Well, we drink. It's dark. So that's the first step.
I'm not. I mean, he looks over to Fenris and Vogan. We should celebrate your wins, of course, but I'm not in any mood.
No,
You still need to eat. after a fight like that and everything else. You're not going to improve your mood by stewing in it.
Indeed. You must keep up your strength.
That, and it's a convenient place to talk where we can face each other rather than me walking backwards while I talk to you.
That is very
True.
dangerous. You could bust your head open that way.
It's true. I'm happy people avoid me. and
You
bump
say
into
you
so
say
many.
you can bust your head open. He just kind of like raises his head up to his hand like his head like, oh yeah, that'd be bad. Either one of us walking backwards would be bad.
Quinn.
Oh no.
I don't suppose there's any armor shops that aren't, well, closed for the rest of
I
the
wish.
rest of all the time.
I can't imagine until the glass crown is over. It's something we can look for in the morning, I would say.
Do you think there's anything? It doesn't have to be good. Anything in the Electri district at all? Do you think?
In the Electro District, I'm sure we could find someone who has something in the Electro District. Store. I'll use that term a little looser here, but probably.
I'd like to find a helm if possible.
For Hogan, do you have armor?
What?
I'm asking out of character, but does Vogan have armor?
Well, he has his.
Does.
He has his. Yeah.
It's not good armor.
Yeah.
I have +1 scale mail armor. I don't know if that would. It puts you at disadvantage for.
Is that scale? Oh yeah. Is that medium armor? I can't remember.
Scale?
Yes.
Okay. I could potentially wear it if
Isn't that
we're
what you
going with
had?
the
Isn't
rules
plus
of
one
like.
scale mail what you had before?
Yes, it is.
Wouldn't it raise? Well, this one's probably.
He can just have the boob window armor.
I'm
I was
sorry,
gonna
so-
say like.
Hell yeah.
If we're going with the rules of like I can just equip it with no worries, but
Don't you want your
It
boob
it might
window?
just be fitted for
Window.
Fenris.
It's fine. You
Window.
got titties, not
So-
like Fenris titties.
You do.
So here's the thing. I think this is one of those things in D&D that we need to not think too hard about. I will note, if it helps with the issue at all, that the scale mail is armor Fenris acquired after Fenris's initial design was done.
Okay.
Oh, geez. Heckin', Mike, what are you doing?
Okay. good.
Technically, it could look like anything. So, yeah, if you want to wear them.
And we could stain it or something to change like colors and things like that if we wanted to, like make it gruffer looking.
But it needs to have a boob window. It's very
I
important.
digress.
Oh wow,
Okay.
Vogan looks exactly like he does in his art.
mean,
That's crazy.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair, Vogan. Let's be fair, Vogan. You're wearing leather armor, but for some reason your art has metal plates.
Yeah,
So-
that's fine.
We already aren't caring very
Yeah, we can.
We're
we
going
can
with
mess
like
with it.
JRPG rules, where
Yes,
like
we are.
you get the
I just figured,
Where armor is
like-
different depending on the gender that equips.
yeah.
So wherever Kitty takes us, I'm sure.
If you want to
Yeah,
equip it, I'll
yeah.
say that you can just ignore what it looks like, because it's not. We didn't distinctly gender the armor, I will say.
Okay.
So if you want to wear it,
Yeah,
you can wear it.
Fenris will pull out this scale mail and give it to
Out
Vogan.
of, just out of her pocket.
Hooray! Right out of it. Listen, JRPG rules.
if we're going back to like, are the hotels we were at in the Electri district or?
They're near it.
Yeah,
I was just
if
going
we-
to
if
the
we-
Electro District because no one pays attention to us
Yeah,
here.
if we go by there like later, we can just
Okay.
pick it up then.
The
so.
weirdest thing just happened.
Mwah.
I grabbed the button for the scale mail in Fenris's sheet, and I was dragging the head over to Vogan's sheet, and at the same time Fenris put it in the party sheet. So now the dragon head doesn't link back to anything. So it's not letting me put it down anywhere. It's just stuck to my cursor. Oh, I got rid of it. Okay, thank God.
I guess you could say it really was a curster.
I was like, is this life now?
Is this?
But Vogan,
No?
All
I
right.
notice you don't have your armor that you had previously, and we might be going into some hot water here in a minute.
I appreciate it.
Is scale mail? Should it be
Plus, you're
giving
gonna
you a
need it if we
+5?
have to fight.
It's, what is it? It's, 14 plus 1. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it raises your AC by 1.
And as you currently are, I don't believe it has any negative impact on your dex, but you do have disadvantage on stealth again.
If it's medium, yeah, I think fucking
It lets him have the +2, and that's what his dex is.
Until I get medium armor master.
It's true. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
We'll just say we grab that on the way, I guess.
You'll need it if we fight.
I want us to honestly be prepared for a fight at any time now, so.
Yeah, that's the bigger.
How is that any different from normal?
Yeah.
I was actually starting to like this place for a bit, and maybe I was the only one bringing my guard down, but.
No. I mean, speaking personally, I had a lot of hope for this place, and I still do. It's just.
I have hope for this place's people. Again, I like it here. I'll gesture out of the houses. Whatever.
Can we go to the same place we were at the last time, where we were talking and what I think it was like 2 half orcs who had it or something?
Oh, the little
Can we go there?
Yeah, I can find that.
Hooray! We can have more bread.
We can go to our little family restaurant.
Platinum this time, but we can definitely go there.
Yeah, we can have more
I
bread.
just know that they know us, and a family restaurant's good for me to keep my good.
As you guys move through the city, I will note, despite what's happened with the dragon, there is a fair amount of celebrating going on still. The festival is still on, and in fact, the ousting of a dragon and the seeming purging of a traitorous element within the merchant lords seems to have actually elevated the mood of the city. Though it's grim news for you guys, the general public seems to be in a very Murkwire saved us from a dragon mode. So as you guys talk about the grim going-ons as you move, that's the sort of energy that seems to surround you, with the due concern of people being like, well, are they all dragons? What else is happening? Like, this week is terrible. But that seems to be the minority.
Technically, Murkwire's a dragon.
Bet you that Gnassi's a dragon.
God.
With all the fire.
But as you guys, you say you want to head to like that restaurant you went to before?
Yeah, the family restaurant where Keen tried to kill us or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like what you do, and Vogan was
tried
like,
to kill us with
his
words.
That is my favorite conversation.
For the sake of brevity, I will say you guys can get there and you can settle in, and whenever you do, they allow you. You're basically the only people that are there at this point, this late at night. By the time you get there, it's about 7 p.m.-ish.
Oh, wow.
Which means that at this moment, heckin' Aviana is elsewhere having her meeting.
Woo!
Miriam, where'd Aviana go?
Oh, so something to do.
I wanna bring up just like everything that happened in the Platinum District right there. I just want to kind of bring up to Kitty.
Blah.
Yeah, no, that tracks with my understanding. I don't know, I expect that of her.
I refuse to let that artifact get stolen again.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, she'll do a lot to get her paws on it.
Well,
I know that it's no longer mine, and I'm sorry that I got as angry as I did, Fenris, but I
will guard it with my life! You gave this to me. She's not getting her mitts on it, or anyone else's mitts for that matter. It's important to me, you know? Besides it being a really cool hammer. It just looks off on the side.
Also, Kitty, Fenris looked me over after the fight. And managed so well, and the reason I was thinking about some sort of a helm or something was to maybe try to find some way to not only cover myself, but potentially the two of you could find something as well, but...
I mean, can't we just out him?
You could. It's not like he's gonna follow through his threat of accusing Marco or accusing Edregan of anything at this point.
Yeah.
The question being...
Plus we have proof.
Assuming... what proof do we have?
Yeah, I was gonna
Quintus.
say, do we?
That might not go.
That
so
just
you
proves
got that
that
one
Quintus
anyway.
has it. Yeah, it doesn't prove that Murkwire gave it
That
to
could
him.
go down really bad.
Yeah, but who would he get it from?
Fucking
Murkwire blood all over
I would
him.
say is this
Yeah, but I mean,
irresponsible
like, it's-
knight of a foreign country comes and
yeah,
fights, even though he has amnesis. He's desperately seeking Dr. Kyverium, and Diane could corroborate as much, and if they're working together, then she would absolutely support him.
Yeah.
It's not that we don't have anything to say, it's that they could easily tell everyone not to believe us, and the public is easily swayed.
And
How
we
much
need to
further
keep
can
any.
I go?
Is there like a test to get, see if somebody has it?
Kind
You could try and get
of.
Academy clerics to check him, but
It's just simple memory tests, but you can't pinpoint when a person has contracted it. So Murkwire or Quintus could have contracted it at any point. There could actually be a counter argument that Quintus gave it to Murkwire.
That's true. But if we just, like, kind of hinted to clerics that he might have it, like, not necessarily us, but like a rumor of some kind, if they got any kind of idea that he might have it, do you think they would test him?
I think any sort of public outing of Murkwire is not going to do anything in time. The only thing
Assuming you guys have ordered food, by the way.
yes.
Yeah.
All the bread.
You guys hear a faint clattering of dishes as something hops up onto the table beside you guys as you're saying this.
No.
Heckin, looking, it is a fox.
Is it a fox?
There you go.
Is it
A
a
fox that hops up and stands. Oh, it's Scandal.
yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
Scandal!
where is she?
You guys see the one that is, you guys would recognize the patterns on them because they're not hiding their Quetzalcoatl markings of Scandal hopping up onto the table beside you guys and just sitting.
It's just
looking at all
ignore
you
it as scandal.
Well,
gorgeous.
look what the cat dragged
What do you
in.
want?
Would you like to have a plate?
I
Like
sang
motions
not,
to
I'm
the
not
food.
working.
Fox
Glaring at this fucking
The
fox.
fox lies down across the table and yawns.
Okay then.
Just
Oh, you just want to be rude?
leans over
Alright.
Fox ominously. I assume you've heard the news.
Tilts its head at you.
Well, it seems you're not so in tuned with what's going on as usual. Diane is now a High Lord.
Nope.
Why are we telling her
I don't
anything? She
know.
sucks. Leave her alone.
Not a High Lord.
Not a High Lord,
But I
a
meant-
Merchant Lord!
There you go.
Damn it, that is
We'd
a
be
red thing!
screwed if she was a high lord.
That's even worse!
I mean, you guys would be screwed, but
And when you say that, the fox nods at you
Merciful.
knowingly.
Well,
I'll give Fox pet.
Aw. It heckin' like
Oh.
nudges into the pet.
don't encourage. Okay.
She's not so bad, Lexi.
She
Although
put a curse on you. You know
and
that,
it,
right?
it was, I know, she put a curse
Pointing
on
a
you, but
fork
at the
at
same
him.
time, she did lead all of us to the Diane Markwire conversation. So I guess we kind of owe her for that. I don't know, whatever.
It saved my
So-
life when Markwire and your sword tried to kill me.
and even if it did make things more complicated, she was the one who didn't allow the Talons to get the full crystal. She was the one that shattered it for us.
And she's such a cute
true.
fox. Look at that face.
Starts like panting
Huffing
slightly.
at Miriam.
Listen, if you wanted me to pet you while you're a fox, I am open. I have a blank schedule.
Scandal. I
Honey.
know you're not here to talk to us, but you mind if we pick your brain a bit?
She rolls upside down.
Thank
Perfect.
Belly scritches.
She didn't
What do you know
leave.
about what's going on in town?
She didn't leave, so he's gonna assume that is a yes.
Oh my god. You scritch her belly, you do it.
Well, I can't.
That's
Quinn doesn't want to
fair.
touch anyone or anything,
I mean,
to be fair.
It's Quinn.
That's
It's
totally fair.
transmitted through your blood. It's, I mean, general contact. Isn't
I mean,
going to-
Logan, is it blood or is it bodily fluid? Because you said bodily fluid the other day.
Bodily
are you
fluids in
gonna-
general.
Are you
okay.
gonna rub your
like,
sweaty
spit?
hand?
Yeah.
Well,
Is your hand
sweat
that-
or anything like that. I
Oh.
just got out of a fight. I don't want to touch anyone.
Direct
you know?
physical contact generally is not going to do it, but like, heckin' blood is a much easier way. Like when you cut someone, that is a much higher risk of exposure because of it. But it can be transferred just by being around a person that has it for long enough if you're coming into close contact.
Okay,
with them.
so like, I wouldn't have to worry just like.
Remember that Amnius's
exposed
native
skin right
form of transmission in the wild is actually a miasma. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, but I don't apparently give that off for a while, right?
Correct. It's once you get to a certain point, you start giving it off invisibly at first. I'm saying this because Fenris would know this. Invisibly at first once it gets bad enough, and then once you get to the point of being what is called a drudge, which is when you are in the state like the guards were in when you fought them. At that point, it takes a physical form, like visible form around you.
Luckily, I've had it for 4 hours, so...
4 people had it
The most
spreading
advanced
quietly
case
for...
there ever has been.
My God.
Don't
It's
worry,
feeding off
Quintus.
his honor.
Oh, no.
Don't worry, Quintus. It won't be a quick death. It'll be very slow and agonizing.
God
The worst
damn.
possible way one can go. But yes, I just want to kind of, again, as we're like just sitting there, is since she went on her back, I want to kind of explain everything that's happened, like as far as today is concerned to her.
Yeah, what's the point in not telling Scandal? I'm sure.
There's
he
really
already-
nothing at this point. Like at this point,
you're
we're
gonna
all
cause
screwed. And we can use any help we can get.
Oh,
Yes.
you're gonna make such a mess
Yes,
of
she
things.
might cause problems. She's an agent of chaos.
Yeah.
Oh no,
true,
there
it
might be
really
more
is.
problems.
It's like laying upside down. She like points one of her paws at Vogan.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
At least she admits it.
Yeah.
And that's
She never
basically
denied
where we
it, in
are.
all fairness.
And that's basically where we are now. I was honestly hoping that by explaining it again, I might have some sort of a
Epiphany.
thought, but I suppose anything could happen. You wouldn't happen to know anything about Diane, would you, as someone who used to work with her?
Laying upside down. She just like curls her feet like inwards into her body. And just like pants in a very like happy way as if she'd just gone for a good run and that's it. Just looks at you.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head either.
Wow. Just start borking. I'll translate. It'll be fine.
I feel like she's just having a good time.
Yeah.
I think she enjoys watching us in apoplexy.
Yeah.
Is this where you're hanging out most of the time? Is that why I haven't seen you around town? You banning about the electorate district?
She gives
Well,
a
if
talk
that's-
shrug.
If there's no other ideas that we have, I'd like to make my way back to the Platinum District again.
I actually have something to do there too.
Scandal, is there a particular reason that you came to our table, or do you just like bugging us?
Big fox smile
talk.
flips back over to be on her feet. Heckin'
She just likes bugging us.
She
Just
sits
wants
up.
your love.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to have another set of ears. There's not a lot of people
She
we can
even
talk
took
to
your
about
last
this.
name for the tournament.
Hi.
Chop.
Look at this face. I'll just grab her face and point it towards Lexi. Look at this face.
Yeah, we're
Looking at it all
looking.
disgusted, like,
Mm-hmm. That's certainly a face.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need to do in the Platinum District, Kitty?
Oh, I have to talk to Rory.
Really? But what?
I told Aviana I'd tell him that she's behaving herself and not getting in trouble. Pretty sure she's
And that she's
Going-
totally in love with him.
I might add that. We'll see.
Then let's go and complete that task and see what all we can do when we get there.
Hopefully we can find a way around this. I hope Kyverium's alright.
They wouldn't do anything to him.
He is
The only
really
one who would've
valuable.
is the one
I
that's
don't-
right
I don't
here.
think they'd hurt him.
Points over to Scandal.
Yeah.
I suppose. Still halting him from his work. I just want to get this over with as soon as possible.
Oh, I don't think he's exactly breaking strides. As
I
much
have
as
faith in
he's
him.
a respectable, like, extremely accomplished doctor, it's still he's working at chipping away at a brick wall.
I was
At least
hoping
he's
that with
doing
another
something.
someone
Yes.
around with the case, he'd be able to learn something new or something from. I was hoping that I could mean something to it, you know?
So is there a reason we're not using our apple? I know we should have one left, right?
I could be useful.
It's Fenris's, so it's up to her.
It could be useful to Kyverium not to.
I was hoping.
If I were
I don't
to.
think he can extract any divinity from it.
No.
No, me. He doesn't have any other people to experiment or check on right now
Quintus,
inside the city.
you're a lord of a country. People need you.
I mean,
I'm
we
not
also
planning
need
on
you.
having anything. Once
It's
Kyverium
true.
finishes, then I'll be fine.
There are plenty of subjects to have at the ready. There are plenty of people suffering from amnesis. People need you to lead, not to be a lab rat.
Then I suggest we use it on Murkwire. He is much
If
more.
that's what you think.
He's much more gone than I am, and currently he's being attacked by this demon, this demonic entity that's taking everything from him. And from what we
As
learned
you-
of Lady, his amnesis could be how they're sinking into him.
As you say this, Fox Scandal stands up, walks across the table, doesn't step on any of your food or anything, but definitely like weaves in among your dishes, gets right up to Quintus, just meets your eyes and tilts their head slightly.
Hello?
It is confusing, yes.
He's a little bit crazy.
It
I-
seems so.
It barks at you.
Did she say anything, or did she just
come over
bark?
because of? Did she come over like? What did she react to? Was it the Murkwire thing?
You saying we should use it on Murkwire?
Ah.
When she does the bork, you would understand that she is saying do it.
She's telling you that you should do it.
See?
So that's how you know you shouldn't, because Scandal's telling you to do it.
Listen, right now, whatever this demonic entity is, it is eating his way into Murkwire because of his amnesis. I've only just now contracted this, and eventually Kyverium should be able to do something about it. But if we can't get to him, if we can't cure it any other way, if all the votes are going to Murkwire anyway, I'd rather it be Murkwire with his... I'd rather it be the Murkwire that I fought, not the Murkwire being controlled.
Scandal points her fox paw very enthusiastically at Quintus and looks around at everyone else and gives like the closest thing a fox can give to an
But she likes chaos. She likes this idea because it's chaotic as shit.
And I like the idea because it's the only thing I can think of.
Weren't we told that he was being mind controlled because he is a dragonborn and not because of amnesis?
Yes, but
Amnesis
it's
made
because
him
he's
vulnerable.
a dragonborn that they even have a way to get at him, because normally they shouldn't be able to control dragonborn. They control dragons. But because his amnesis and because his mind is going, that's what the lady said might have given him a stronger hold.
Might have.
Might have.
have.
Again, we're going off mights.
I'm not against it, Quinn. Like, at the end of the day, it's your decision. If Fenris is willing to give it to you, I don't know if she's willing to give it to Murkwire. But
I understand that it's not mine to do anything with. I'm just saying that this is the idea that I think will help the most people. I still have plenty
What
of
I need-
time, hopefully.
You
I just
should.
need you to know that you could be signing your own death warrant. We can't trust that Kyverium's gonna come up with a miracle cure, and we can look for something else ourselves,
could-
but we
When-
can't expect
I've already named my heir.
those again.
I already know that this is something I could die from. I've already named my heir, and I'm ready to return back home whenever. If this is something that is going to kill me, then it's going to kill me. But this,
Are you sure about this?
Yeah.
That's all I need to hear.
yes,
from you.
Kitty.
I'm with Quinn.
if that is what Master Quintus really wants and thinks is best, then I will trust his wishes.
Thank you, too.
It's still up to Fenris. It doesn't matter if we think that it's a good plan or not. It's up to
Yeah,
Fenris.
no, again, at the end of the day, it's hers to give. I don't expect her to need to give it to Murkwire, but
Just-
if he wishes to refuse it, I can't stop him.
I would like to try, and like she's clearly sunk in her chair at this point. I would like to try some type of restorative magic on Quintus before we make a decision on who the apple goes to.
Sure, we can do
It's
that.
a really good call.
Indeed.
There's a dragon in
can't
our basement,
say-
by the way.
Oh, well,
Oh?
I
That's
assumed
where
as
they are.
much.
That's why they're fine. It's,
Oh.
Assumed as much when you
Oh.
spoke
it
about
wasn't like a
this
passing
almond.
snack.
I will have a roommate.
I didn't elaborate before. I just thought that I should probably have you ready for that when we get
Well, if
back.
that's the case, we should go and we should go and tell her what's going on here in the city.
It probably is a good idea not to reside in the city in case Diane decides to change her mind at any given time. About
Scandal, do you want
She
to
knows where we live anyway.
stick around, Scandal, until we come to a decision?
Scandal remains in the center of this table that you're all crowded around, and you see electricity, like small little bits of lightning build up around them.
Okay.
And rather suddenly, in like this dramatic flash of magical energy, they return back to being in their, initially in their Quetzadria form, standing on the table, and then
Okay.
Oh my god.
immediately they snap their fingers and their fox features disappear from their Quetzadria form.
Well, alright.
Is this Scarlet or Scandal in front of us?
They are assuming the identity of Scarlet currently.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Well, I guess that is that then.
are we... alright, sure. Stranger things have happened today.
I just wanted to say, and I wanted to say it in a way that you could all hear me. The High Lord currently wants to oust Diana Murkwire, doesn't she? Doesn't he, rather?
Probably.
She like leans down on the table, which buckles, and the table starts like shifting with her weight, about to fall over with her. It's like a circular table that begins moving with her,
Just moves in
tilting
case she starts
towards
to fall.
Quintus. You do what?
Oh, never mind. If she's moving towards, like, leaning towards Quintus, I was saying even though I don't like her, if she's gonna fall, Fenris is just bracing to catch her.
Aw.
Her or the table?
Yeah, whatever falls.
As
Yeah.
it moves forward and the table begins to heave towards Quintus, you just grab the table, steady it. Scandal doesn't seem to care, doesn't seem to mind the fact that she almost caused it to fall on him.
Yep, alright.
Just leaning down, she like pokes him in the forehead.
You need to find some kind of solid proof that the High Lord can use, or you need to elect a High Lord that themselves has some proof. Or, if you can get Murkwire back to being whatever it is you think he is, then you need to get him on your side so that he'll turn against them afterwards.
You
The
know.
At this
Murkwire
point,
that I
Diane is
fought
very
today.
good at hiding her tracks. She's exceptional at not leaving a paper trail leading to anything that she's doing. I know because I worked with her. Also, hi, Lexi!
Hi. Nothing like that.
We don't hang out nearly as much as we should.
Why should we hang out? That doesn't make any sense.
We are related, aren't we?
You don't know that.
Turns back towards Quintus.
In order to get her processed by the system, you need to find somebody that has enough
Shut
personal
me.
experience and is in a position of authority that they can do something about it.
I
Or
see.
you could
She just leans in beside your ear.
murder her.
It's not as far away from my mind as you might think.
Oh, Quinn.
Oh.
I mean, unfortunately, mood, but Quinn.
She
Versus-
stands again on the table as she does. The table buckles slightly, even with Fenris trying to steady it. She just kind of walks backwards off of it, jumps off, does a unnecessarily like flip backwards and lands off the table.
Nice.
At this
done?
point, I absolutely find you all to be far more interesting than Murkwire was, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Even me?
I don't think I'm quite ready to get in with helping you yet, but I am interested in seeing what you do.
Hey,
Oh.
puppers.
No, it's always a pleasure.
No, it's not.
If I had any kind of sway in the city, I would help you. After all, I could absolutely prove Murkwire did everything that he did, but then they'd have to ask me why I know that, and I'd have to explain that I was a witch working with them, and that wouldn't go over very well.
No, it wouldn't. That much is understandable.
Frankly, I'd like to stay as far away from the throne as I possibly can.
No one's asking you. Well,
But I
this is
digress.
quite a complicated
I just came because I wanted to see what was happening. And if you have amnesis, the more interesting thing to do would be to cure Murkwire and see what happens. But at the same time, the more sensible thing to do would be to cure yourself. Anyways.
I'm gonna go bully Rory, and then I'm gonna head back to the manor to see to our guest.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do restoration stuff with Quinn, you said you had more business in the Platinum District too, right?
We're still trying to get to Kyverium, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I might try and bully Rory into that.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
But if you guys want to try your restoration, that shouldn't take too long. We can either do that at the inn. I think we still have, what, 2 more nights there, or you can do it back at the house if you guys want to stay
Preferably
there
at
tonight.
home, probably.
Some more space.
I think it will still take me a day to prepare the spell, question mark. I don't have it prepared today, so I think it would take a long rest.
Till tomorrow
Yeah.
morning.
And if we go home,
Screaming dogs.
It's okay.
if we go home, you can make sure the almond wasn't eaten by a dragon.
That sounds good. My hopes are not high on that one, unfortunately.
Perhaps we
going
could
home
pick
is a
up some
good idea.
dragon food on the way home. What do they eat?
What do dragons eat? Yeah.
Almonds. Almonds.
Fucking that's horrible.
Did anything happen while I was on mute?
Yes.
I made a dark
I
joke.
don't
About dragons eating
remember.
horses. Yeah.
Scandal
Cows.
said something though.
Cow.
Okay.
Well, Scandal just said the more
Goats.
interesting thing to do would be to
Give it to Murkwire
use the apple on
versus-
Murkwire, but the more sensible thing would be to use it on yourself, and that they wanted to stay as far away from the throne as possible, so they're not willing to help you guys, because her telling her experience with Murkwire
Would
also
implement
mean
her.
telling the authorities
Yeah.
that she worked with Murkwire,
And that's not good. That's no good.
and that's not her
We
jam.
get it, even
I-
though she's stinky.
I will do whatever you all think is the best idea at the end of all this. I just want you to know that my thoughts now are to give it to Murkwire.
Well, Faye
If
wants
you-
to see if she can heal you first before she figures out what she wants to do
I
with
was
the apple.
able to. I wasn't
I
able
can't
to.
force it though. It is yours.
I know, but the time to use it is now, quite clearly.
I say we should all go home.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we were all under that roof, and that's the only place that, honestly, I'll feel safe anymore. I cannot be
this
around this place with all this cheering.
When's the next day of the tournament?
The next day, you guys have to meet at Mordane's summit again. It's not a large party like last time, but the remaining combatants and the people who had previously fought in the tournament, they all have to meet there for something that you don't know. You assume to go over the details of the next round. And then the next fight is not the next day, it is the day after. So
Oh,
from where you are right now,
yay!
tomorrow is meet at
Fun.
Mordane's summit. The next day is
It's the
the
actual fight.
semifinals.
Do we know when to meet?
It's around the same time. It's just in the evening. In
Like
general.
one?
So like
Oh, in the
6 to
evening?
7.
Okay, yeah. So if there's ever a
Okay.
day we go home, today's the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
that
Yeah.
That
Today's
sounds
the day.
good. Quinn, do you still? Mariam was talking about harassing Rory and hopefully
Well, that's what
getting
I'm
us
going
into
to be
the...
doing.
Yes,
Quinn
we
Yes.
need
said
to
he had
go.
other
We
business
do
as
need to
well.
probably
I
make
wanna
sure
help
the
that.
Rory thing is taken care of. Yes.
Well, I was saying, within that, we were going to try and see Kyverium. Miriam implied he was going to try to get Rory. It would work. It just might work all together. So shall we go do that?
I will warn you, Fenris. My original thought before all of these things came up and talking to Scandal and everything like that was to attempt to sneak off and head over toward where I would go either way and probably get in trouble.
Well, no offense, but you're not very good at sneaking.
Me neither.
But if I
for the
act
most
like
part.
I'm supposed to be there, then
Well, I mean, I just feel like anything's worth a try now. That's all.
we are in a position where every idea isn't a terrible idea.
Can't be worse. Well,
There are many
yeah.
terrible ideas.
Oh.
Thank you, Flux.
So are you guys heading back to what are you guys heading to do like right now?
We got to go talk to Rory first, I guess.
I'm going to go
Where-
ask for Rory.
Where are you going to search for? You're gonna go to the Platinum District and ask for them to fetch Rory?
Ask if
effectively?
he's on duty, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna call for a break before we go to do that.
Yay!
Okay.
All right.
So break time. Hacha.
Cool.
Wee, I'm a pea.
I'm gonna dip my finger into candle wax.
I was kind of hoping that Scandal would
What?
stay.
Hey.
I was kind of hoping that Scandal would
What?
stay as a fox the entire time, and then just keep having Quinn go, yes, I understand.
Be right back.
You guys don't
Why are
do
you
that?
dipping your hand into candle wax?
It's
I-
fun!
It makes little hats for your fingers.
Yeah! Oh, you're so
Are you
fucking
burning
cute, Red. I
yourself?
can't.
Like-
I
Hey,
can't
hey.
get over you. What?
You silence you.
I'm full of gay panic. You have no idea.
No. This is about the. Don't worry about it. You're the only other
What?
person I could have said like "hey" to without Brett freaking out.
What? What are you gonna do?
Nothing.
Quinn?
It's just about the thing that Brett's doing. Don't worry about it. I think it's fine.
Oh! Oh! I'm out!
I'm not saying anything.
You all put your thoughts away. Put them in your pocket.
No, I thought he was talking about Rory, and I was like, huh! I didn't. I
Listen
should-
here, you blue. Get
up?
your thoughts out of here. I'm gonna smack your wrists.
Ow.
Yeah, so watch out.
Ah, you broke my wrist.
I did.
Because
I'm
you're
a
known to
rumor.
do things like that whenever you hit guy.
Yes, I'm a menace. Ooh.
You're the best menace. You're the cutest menace.
I
Dennis
know
the
you
Menace.
shush. Heckin'.
Dennis the
Watch
Brettis.
out.
Brettis
the menace.
Brettis the Menace.
Oh yeah, Din's
I'm
done
biker bread.
The boob window!
Yes! God, why does he look so
Oh,
good in
yes.
Fenris's outfit?
Also,
God,
we
oh.
did get the Ryuji that that was asked
It's
for.
true.
It's so. I sent it to Alejandro. I was like, it's so cute.
Thank
'cause
you,
I
Krabozi.
explained-
It's beautiful.
Thank you,
true.
Krabozi. I actually might like make that my my icon for the day. You know what? I'm gonna do that.
Hell yeah.
Because it's currently my little tiefling family, but I'm gonna make it my Ryuji recap. That's gonna be my icon for the rest of this stream.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Adorable.
See,
It's so
just
cute.
here's the thing though, like Vogan can rock that. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, Vogan can rock a lot of things.
Sorry.
Let's be real.
You could rock the
All we gotta
boat.
do is get rid of the collar part. And, like he's just got a V-neck going on, showing off all
Yeah,
that
dude.
all that upper
Hey
body.
Dude.
man, hey man.
Sir,
the
dude,
collar,
V-necks on men? Mwah.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
true.
Daddy
Okay.
Vogan ready to go.
All right.
No,
All right.
in this house,
Ugh,
because
no
is it a
thanks.
half Hispanic house, we call him Pappy Vogan.
Poppy
Oh, hell
Vogan.
no.
Hey.
Oh, Poppy. Oh, Poppy.
Blue,
Daddy's
I
home.
need. Ah! That did something to me. Visceral reaction. That was whoa. No, I was gonna say, Cody.
What's up?
Next time Alejandro comes down here, I need you to call him Poppy.
Ah.
Just because it'll make him so uncomfortable, and I need that for me. Because
Poppy,
last
Froggy, got
time,
it.
listen, because on Wednesday I was like,
Poppy
"Oh, I
Keggy.
love you." He didn't say it back, and I was like, "I said I love you," and he's like, "You sure did." And I was like, "Fuck you." So I need to get him back.
I love you, Poppy.
Stop square the foot.
Can you please?
No.
Damn it! Cody, I will pay you
love
money
Blue.
right now. I will give you money.
Where's
right
the money
now.
at? Hey, I'm kidding.
I'll give you a single dollar.
Oh, that's definitely worth it.
You know what I'll do? Actually, you know what? My next Halloween costume will be I will dress as Femme Quinn.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not hard.
Somebody clip it.
Amazing.
Dude, someone hold me accountable. I
Somebody
will do
clip
a
it.
Femme.
I need to see her
I
in
will
full
make-
plate. I'm kidding.
No. I was gonna do like a hot Femme Quinn cosplay. I'll do it.
Hell yeah! It's just like one of the
yes.
Redbubble T-shirts that has Quintus's design.
And I'm back.
Dude, you don't even know. I've
And
been
then
looking into
fishnets.
I've been thinking about getting one, just so that I can like make it into an actual like tabard.
Dude, I've been looking at like
Meh.
all like the shirts of like the characters. I'm like, I want that. I want all of these just to wear them so I can wear like a Quinn shirt or like
Having
a
a tabard
dress.
made wouldn't be too expensive.
Yeah, it's really not.
I've got 3
No, I was
Like,
looking at getting a proper Ren Fair
toned-
outfit.
playlists for music when I play D&D. I've got heckin' calm, I've got battle, and I've got tense. And all I've been playing is the tense soundtrack, tense playlist this entire
You
game.
don't say.
I have casual tragedy, foreboding, inspiring, combat, epic combat, tender and romantic, melancholy, menacing, and then a bunch of character fight ones.
I only need the 3.
Did you say casual tragedy?
No, casual, comma,
Oh.
tragedy,
Tragedy.
Logan.
I was like,
foreboding,
Casual
comma,
tragedy.
inspiring,
what
comma,
the fuck is
combat,
that?
comma, combat, epic, comma, tender and romantic, comma, melancholy, comma, menacing.
So Logan,
comma.
during the Diane stuff, usually whenever I do stuff like that, I ask you and I'm like, hey Logan, can I roll intimidation? I knew it wasn't gonna work on her, but I still wanted to
course
keep
not.
glaring at her.
She's in a position of absolute authority. What the fuck could you do to her?
I have my standard.
Eric, come on.
It sure does
Eric's
seem
in the
like
chat.
it sure does seem like this is the
Hello.
darkest hour for the highest standard.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is not a good time.
I know.
Y'all.
The Dark Night of the Soul, if you
Y'all.
will.
The dark
I'm
night
like-
of the soul, to use a random term.
I'm angry note
You
writing
missed
today.
You missed something that would hurt you very much, Carrie.
Okay, good. I'm glad I wasn't here, but also heckin' art!
Yeah, I saw.
Look at the smoochy Miriam.
Oh my god, they're both perfect. Boop and Vogan and heckin' petting Miriam. Oh my god.
Let's see.
I love them. What did I miss? What would hurt me? Tell me. Just rip off the band-aid. Just do it. Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm trying to think of what it could be.
I actually
It was
didn't
the thing
catch
I
it.
said in the Vogan voice.
Oh!
Oh, thank God.
Where I
Okay,
just
cool, thank God.
exploded? Yeah.
Oh, I think it was. I
Oh
think
no.
that was,
Okay, good.
like,
I'm glad I wasn't
I
here.
think that was enough where my brain just decided to skip that you said that.
By the way, specifically,
I remember-
this is of specific interest to Aaron. It's not done yet, but I thought that I'd show it anyways, just because I want to show it to you, heckin' you guys. Since he's shown up like 3 times at this point.
Let's see. Who was that?
Hey, it's the old guy.
Oh.
Oh, shit!
Oh my
Was
God.
that the
Oh,
old guy that
no.
Aaron saw? Or that
That
Miriam
he's seen
saw?
when he's died twice,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
came to the mansion, yeah.
Well,
Oh, okay, cool.
Look at
He
that
does
fancy
look like he could be.
bitch.
He does look like he
Hey.
could be friends with my Unk.
What did I do?
This is like Unk's freaking. This is like Unk's Aristo.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oof. Hi, I'm the Crystal King.
Shit. There's 2 of them.
My wife is very pissed at you, Die.
Yeah.
So you broke my wife's bed. Good job.
Oh no, I've been
Don't get me
trying for
wrong.
years.
I've been sick of paying alimony. Wait, she's not even raising our kid? Where the fuck is Raleigh?
She's not even raising Raleigh.
Where the fuck did he go?
A sec, let me contact my simulacrum who works for the family.
Oh, it's the fucking dog! Ah! Bard Ryuji! I didn't see that yet! Bard
Yeah, it was
Ryuji!
great.
So cute!
Ah!
I made it I made it my icon.
You have to scroll. You have to
From the
scroll up.
day.
I saw
from
that.
the,
That's how I
from
knew
the
it was
bootleg
there. I saw
logo.
your icon. I was like, fucking is that what
Yeet.
But
Also,
yeah,
I just
I'll-
aggressive texted you, Logan.
yes, I saw.
Izzy, Booby, talk to me. What did I do?
Oh no, don't worry, I'm messaging you.
Okay. Oh my god, that came out of nowhere.
I know.
Oh!
Also, the whole thing where Scandal was like being like, you're all becoming more interesting to me. It's like, and Quintus is just like, even me?
Like, damn.
Choosing to have amnesis and heckin' curing your enemy is inherently interesting.
That is very interesting.
She's like, that is a bold decision. Interesting.
Where's that gonna
Yay.
go?
I finally made her interested.
Now you
Now
just have to.
you gotta-
now as
it's
long as
actually
you
fun.
as long as
I'm-
you stay suicidal, she'll remain interested in
I'm
you.
actually very happy about that. I'm actually very happy that actually was a goal.
Aww.
It has
on his
ever
bucket
since she
list.
said that I was the most boring person. That actually was a goal to make her interested at some point.
It was on his bucket list.
It was.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Shall we
They
jump back
wanted
in,
to do
guys?
before the end of the campaign.
Real quick,
Let's-
Corbosi, I didn't see your get well soon art until now. It's so nice. Thank you. It's so cute.
Bozy got some freaking good ones today.
I know. Goddamn.
Staying suicidal shouldn't be a problem for a deco character. I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Heckin', let's. Gosh darn. It's fine. His standard will break at some point, or his shield will break. He'll be like, well, it only makes sense that I find a Hydra and swim at it. For character reasons.
Happened to a Relic Quip Cat, and a Relic Quip Cat didn't choose to have that. It might. I don't know.
Alright, let's heckin' jump back in. See you guys. I'm gonna go talk to that Rory boy. You guys are gonna go to the Platinum District, and so, when you arrive, the same guards are still on duty whenever you guys return.
Boys, I missed you so much.
Whenever you're coming back, you see a, not dramatic, but a definitely visible...
Sup?
Hi.
Hello.
So I was gonna bring this up before, but they distracted me and we went and got some food. Is Rory on tonight?
He might be.
I've got a message that I have to deliver for him.
That's very well and good. Before we get to that, though, I've been instructed to carry out something that I'm not entirely familiar with the circumstances, and I've been told to keep quiet about what I've been told for the most part, but I need to inspect the seal that you had received from Edregan.
Oh, sorry, we don't have that any longer.
Roll deception.
Do you have any inspiration?
I do not.
Sabar, Logan, any of us who got inspiration from the last Chat 19, has that been fucking put on our sheets or no?
Alright, one sec, I'll do that now.
Did I get any?
Did
Take
I?
a sec.
Right?
Because I might have to use one.
Yo, right? That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm just curious.
People who got inspiration, that you can go ahead and mark now. Aviana got 1. Lexi, 1. Quintus,
Nice.
1. Fenris,
Yeah.
1.
Nice.
Miriam,
Yay!
3. Flux, 1.
Jesus!
Damn!
Yay.
What the
So
fuck,
I'm using my inspiration.
Go ahead.
Hell yeah. You're welcome, boy.
15? It's pretty good.
One sec, I'm going to bring them up. They are going to roll insight against you, because you were literally here 2 hours ago, and you had it.
Yeah, we went to hotel since then.
So, when you say that, this guard gives you a very disgruntled look. Alright. If you don't have it,
I'm afraid you don't have any authority to do anything within the Platinum District at the moment.
Hmm? Is there a problem? I mean, we had just had a conversation where we thought to each other about whether or not we wanted to just step through from then on and have a good working relationship going forward.
And that's what I would absolutely like. But I have been given direct orders, since you left, to claim that seal, and if I'm to be completely straight with you, I was warned against any possible attempts at deception. And since I do not believe you are the sort who would have misplaced it in the past 2 hours, considering you've had it for, what, over a month?
Every time we come here, I make sure to have it on me, whenever I plan to still go and see Edregan.
Look, I want to help you. But if you do not present that to me for confiscation, I will warn you now, I'm afraid I can't.
You can't.
I cannot help you. With that or anything else to do with the Platinum District. I want to stress again, this is not my decision.
No, I understand. Doing your job and everything that. I still hope that later on we can have a good working relationship. That has not changed no matter what. Believe me, it is not you who I have anything against.
So I'll ask again.
Tim.
So I will ask again. Do you have it with you?
Kitty, is this something we have to do?
It could be useful. And I feel like he's dying to hear what I have to say.
Unfortunately, as long as things are the way they are, I don't know what you did, I don't know what's going on with the Merchant Lords, but as long as things are the way they are, it will not suffice to get you into the Platinum District regardless. I don't believe you gain anything from holding on to it.
The
fact of the matter is, it was signed by Edregan. And Edregan no longer possesses the authority to allow anybody into the Platinum District. You don't know what happened to him, do you?
We don't.
Honestly, not a clue.
We weren't able to get a lot of information whenever we came and visited just a couple of hours ago. You saw we left very quickly, in fact. Very odd, don't you think? But either way, do you have any information on him as to what happened?
He looks over to the other guard that's guarding the door.
Look, I have a feeling they're gonna comply, so, apropos, we can't fetch Rory for you. But, hey, could you perhaps go find him? I'd like to talk to him about possibly changing one of our shifts. And tell him to come here, yeah?
The other guard looks at him for a second, looks to you suspiciously, nods and walks off.
So I suppose when he shows up here, if you have something to say to him, you can talk to him anyways. Look. All we know is you've been rather good to the people here. We trust Edregan. And I'm not entirely sure what's happening. But I want to give you
Edregan is a good man.
Edregan has been accused of a great many crimes. The public is not supposed to know currently, not until the next election, not with all the commotion going on with what happened with Lilywind. The Merchant Lords have collectively ruled that the change in government is to be kept largely secret until a new High Lord is selected. And that alone is one of the reasons why I think it's good that outside forces perhaps know. But from what I've gathered from my orders, this morning Diane presented a great deal of evidence to the High Lord that proved that Edregan Beaumont was not only associated with the family, a criminal organization that works in the the shadows in our country, but also that he is one of their leaders. Many signed documents with his name doing business with them, and that he is likely the individual that has been referred to by the public as the Bandit Lord of Mott. Upon being confronted with this, we have been told that Edregan, having been confronted by Diane about this business, fled and is planning some kind of attack on the city.
He's not captured.
I'm not sure what happened to him. I only know that Diane stated to the High
I
Lord.
believe I may be
This is great
falling for
news.
you.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Diane's word is that he fled, once being accused of being part of the family.
You're right.
Because she had a large stake in his company and helped to build it up since he fled, and is now a criminal in the eyes of the city. She laid claim to the Amberwick Company, and in inheriting it, took the seat of a merchant lord in Edregan's place. I'm not sure exactly what's happening beyond that. I do not know who to trust. But for that reason, we need to confiscate and destroy the invitation that you had. And if I can be totally honest with you, any attempt to hold on to it right now, when Edregan is considered a criminal, is not the best look.
I suppose it isn't. What is your name again?
My name is Roth.
Raph.
Roth.
Roth.
Not Raph.
Like
not
R-O-T-H.
Roth.
Yes.
Here you are, Roth. I reach into my bag and I pull out the invitation.
Thank you.
I hold on to it as he goes to reach to it, though. And I sort of pull him in a bit. Logan, what time do we usually go to the Dragging Dagger to talk to the contact that Diane has?
What time would you normally go there?
Yes.
To meet the contact, we've only gone a couple times. He's usually there at nighttime, like midnight.
Yep. Though they were sent there specifically to meet with you, FYI.
Yeah, I don't think.
But they usually hang out there from what we were told, right?
I don't think they're gonna be
Because
there.
we
During the
don't ever
period,
ask for
you,
them to be
you
there.
can
They're
assume
just
whatever you
supposed
wish
be
to,
there.
but I will tell you the common sense would dictate that since they were posted there specifically to meet with and do business with you, if the family doesn't want to do business with you, they're not going to be there.
Understood?
It's not gonna be that easy to sell them up the river.
Yeah.
I do want to
Yeah,
let
like
him
the
know
idea,
of this
though.
person, and I want to let him know of what they look like before handing that over.
For what that's worth, thank you very much.
I don't have much else yet, but thank you.
A lot of chaos has been caused in the city recently. The foundation of our system here has been shaken, and though it looks like it's going to recover, I believe that there are people that are trying to take advantage of the way it will reform. You have been good. We've heard good things about you. I would warn you against misstepping.
That's my job.
I trust that in giving this to you, this letter will not be it will be destroyed, you said?
Yes. Well, more specifically, it will be turned over and it will be held amongst all of the evidence that is being compiled against Edregan. And I should warn you that given your recent heavy involvement with him, there will be a great deal of scrutiny regarding you. He's hired you directly several times. And your outburst at the tournament regarding Murkwire, it puts you in a position not of direct suspicion, but that you are being watched and paid attention to, and there is quite a bit of character evidence that could place you on the side of Edregan if he's found guilty.
Oh, I am.
You're
on
more
the side of
suspicious than
Edregan.
me.
There's no suspicions there. until he is proven to be in a position that he is. Until it is proven to me, I still consider him a good man.
On the record, I have no comment.
Rory sure is taking a sweet time, huh?
The Platinum District's quite large. He left like 5 minutes ago. Fucking cut us some slack.
You could run.
Sure could.
You want him to sprint
He
all the
stopped
way
for a
over?
bagel on the
I
way.
lean into the guard, and I'm like, Nobles, am I right?
Come on, like, where's the service? I'm kidding.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna talk to their
It's not
manager.
even any hors d'oeuvres.
After some time, the other guard does arrive again with Rory, who, shows up looking somewhat confused. With the way things are going right now, I'm actually not terribly interested in the prospect of— oh.
Rory!
Hey!
Hello. Oh,
Right. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing as well as one could be, but I just had to seek you out, so excuse my roundabout methods of gaining your attention.
Well, I mean, it's not like he came out here for that.
Every time I talk with you, my relationship with Aviana becomes more complicated. Is this going to be another Aviana thing?
Yes!
Yeah.
Do we talk to you for anything else?
Just a sympathetic look.
Right, sure, alright. I'm taking part of my watch out into the common district. I'll see you two later. And he walks off with you guys.
Once we get him a decent-ish distance. So, I have a message from Aviana.
He crosses his arms and looks at you.
She just wanted you to know that she's being very good, and she's not getting into any trouble.
Roll me deception
asked
with
me yourself.
disadvantage.
Oh.
Wow.
But that's what she wanted me to tell her.
I guess
Yeah.
it's fair. The question is, do you believe the words as you say them?
Oh, hell no.
That's fair.
Right.
I do
So
believe
has she
wanted
died
me-
then, and doesn't want me to know?
I don't think so. She might, but she just wanted me to tell you that. I don't know why. And you know, I'm always happy to see you, so I was more than keen on accepting this a quest for the fine lady. And you know, I just wanted to see you. You know, old pal, buddy Rory. How you doing, man?
Damn it.
What are you doing?
I tried to put money in his armor.
As you do without
Just
looking at
throw
you,
a
he
coin
just
in
sort
his
of
face.
bats your hand, and like the money falls out of your hand. It clinks on the ground.
God.
I pick it back up.
That one wasn't even looted. That was just his money. To be fair, it's probably from that loot. Anyways,
Thank you very much for passing that on to me. If I may ask you a question, though.
Sure.
How involved with Aviana is your group intending to be? Because she's been hanging out with you a lot, and you're being
As far as
surrounded.
he's concerned, she's with our group.
Yeah. Extremely close.
Are we all over here, or did you take him away from us? to
In the
talk?
guild.
We all moved.
Oh,
away
okay,
a
so
bit,
it's all
so
of
you're
us.
here.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
This is not my
She's-
place. This is
she's
not my
in
place
the
to
guild.
ask. This is not my place to ask this.
Oh.
But could you please convince her to stop this? In the past, she's a criminal. I've known that since we were young, and though it's hard to accept that about her, I do. But what she's getting involved with right now, if she gets involved with your guild specifically, she's going to have the eyes of the highest ranks of people in the city on her. I don't think that I can help her if something goes wrong.
and I am deeply afraid for her, and I wish that... Respectfully, I would like it if you'd all stop involving yourselves with her, if I'm being totally honest.
You're a good person, Rory. He means mostly well.
I know this is a terrible thing to ask. I know it is. But I'm
Tell
not
you what,
sure.
Rory.
I'm not sure what I would do if anything happened to her.
It's not. It's not a terrible thing to ask.
It kind of is. But, Rory, tell you, quid pro quo, I'll make sure she understands exactly what she's getting into and what kind of danger she's looking at. Not in the, like, hey, let's go have some fun adventure way, but I'll be a little less about it if you do us just a little favor.
What?
See, my friend here really wants to get in the Platinum District to talk to a friend of ours who's kind of busy with some work right now. We don't have an invitation because we're kind of on the outs with Diane. And we just want to check up on him, you know, ask him a few questions, see what he's doing. Quick in and out visit. You can be there the whole time if you want to make sure. And once that's done, we're out of your hair.
I can't let you in unless you either have residency there, or you have a seal, or someone has invited you. I'm sorry, I would, if I could. I absolutely...
Can you ask him to invite us?
If it is someone who themselves has been invited in, who are you looking to ask in?
Dr.
Whoever
Southwest.
invited him.
Dr. Southwest is not technically a resident. He works there, but he's not... He's a guest, and he does not have the authority to invite anybody in.
Who invited him
Need
in?
an invitation from...
I believe that was the Amberwick Company's
Edregan.
Diane.
He's just like, damn.
He would be under Diane, and any requests that he made for people to come visit would have to go through Diane.
All right, I'll have to figure out a different way to do that then.
Logan could ask Vindy.
All right, well, it's worth a shot. Yeah. That would get us
Logan
in.
could
We'd
ask
have to still
Wendy.
sneak away from exactly where we're allowed to be.
Maybe he could entertain.
However,
I honestly do not think that
That
what you
said,
asked
if you
was a
wanted
terrible
to
thing
have a
ask
message
for.
sent in, I could always talk to him about coming out to see you.
That would be good.
It's your ball game.
It wouldn't be tonight, I'm afraid. It's
There's only like, what can I say in front of Rory? It's like motions to Rory as he says it.
That's
If you simply wish to send a message to Kyverium that you need to talk,
yeah.
you can spend the night thinking about maybe what you'd like to speak to him about. I mean,
true.
you'd have to know in any case.
Listen,
Otherwise,
I've dealt with
I've
Aviana
always
my
will.
entire life. I'm not really in the game of asking for personal details when it comes to these sorts of things. If you
Oh,
need to
good.
talk to him, I can simply pass it on that you'd like to talk to him, and if he wants to come out and meet you and find you, he can leave any time he wishes.
That's good. Just so I mean,
As far as I
that's
know.
that's all we want. That's all we wanted from the. This is so much easier. All we wanted from the beginning, Rory.
Just puts his hands like, I'm not sure what you...
I just wanted to
Well,
talk
I
to you.
suggested it.
he's had
There
a
are
long
things.
day.
That's
Don't
all
mind
we
him.
want. Rory. That.
All right, I'll do it.
Oh my god.
When I
Thank
head
you.
back in, I'll go back on my combined patrol, and I'll ask the others exactly where he's staying, and once I know, I'll contact him and tell him that you want to meet.
Neat. Could you tell him to meet us, Dragging Dagger tomorrow?
Sure, absolutely. I have hiccups. Oh, wonderful.
Oh my.
A little bit after,
I've
little
heard
bit
that holding your
afternoon, I
breath
think.
helps.
That way everybody can be up and at 'em.
I'll
Is
try
there
to
anything
see
else I
some
can
fun.
help you with?
That's all I needed from you. You know, other than your dashing good looks.
Tell him some of the nice things Aviana said about him when we were at the mansion.
Oh, that is.
Should I?
I
That'd be
don't
funny.
think so.
I mean, she said a lot of things about him there.
Hey, Rory.
Dead.
How did
She
you
said a
like
lot of things
Avi?
about you.
Hey, Rory, how did you like Avi's dress?
Why are you doing this again?
I don't know. She's not here.
I'm just
We're not in
saying.
public. We figured
It
you'd
was
be more
very
honest.
nice.
Hey, I'll tell her.
Why are you so concerned with my relationship with Ophiuchus?
Because it's entertaining.
Part of our guild.
It's
There's
really
nothing.
cute.
We are friends. I worry for them because they keep falling in with bad influences like you, and that is as far as it goes. Don't you ha-ha me, Knight of Valor built. You are the most untrustworthy knight I have ever met.
He's just smiling wide.
I do believe this is.
Do you
the
know the
first-
things that they're saying about you in the Platinum District?
Oh, what are they saying?
If I didn't
Rory,
know
there
you
is going
personally,
to be so much. There's
I
going to be
would-
so much egg on your face.
I want there to be because I earnestly believe you are good people. However, I'm starting to think that my moral compass regarding who is a good person perhaps was broken when I met Aviana because everyone I think is a good person is, in the eyes of the city, apparently a criminal.
Yeah.
That always seems to be the case.
There's a
I
pretty
promise.
simple solution to that, Rory.
Is it that you're not a criminal? Because that's what criminals say.
I'm not telling you that. I'm saying
He's
that
not a criminal.
either one person is telling the truth or the other. Who makes those claims and those seats of authority?
I think the best liar is
We
always
should be out of
Listen.
your hair.
If
And
I
just a
hadn't,
little
if I hadn't spoken, if I hadn't been with you when the Tenebros showed up, and if this hadn't all been spelled out for me, I would probably be on their side. Not Tenebros, on the side of those within the city that don't speak kindly of you.
You heard what those demons said about Murkwire, did you not?
Yes.
Then
But
you should know that we're in the right here.
I do, which is why I am helping you.
Thank you.
Which is
However,
forever appreciated.
I don't believe this is a case of pure good versus pure evil. I think that you're all breaking some laws, and I'm not sure
definitely.
exactly what to do about it.
To be fair, Quinn, as far as I know, has not broken any laws yet. I will not speak of the rest of us.
I
don't
did
think so.
seriously think about killing Murkwire during the tournament, I will say.
Did seriously?
right, I wasn't
I'm
going
leaving.
to.
I'm
He was
going.
not a
I'm
crime.
going.
I
to
wasn't
do what you
going
asked me
to, but I
do.
did think about it.
No, that's
Alright.
fine. I'm walking away now. I do not need to hear this. That sounds
Have a
like your
pleasant
business.
evening.
It's
You
quite,
too.
it's quite
Send
strange
them
that they even let me carry him
Goodness.
away. Like that seemed dangerous. I could have easily.
When
He walks off. He's like one hand on his head, just like, goodness. Why are you saying these things out loud? I am the brother of the captain of the Platinum Watch. Are you insane?
Hugs and kisses, Rory. Hugs and kisses.
I'll be sure.
we have to get him in. We have to get him in the highest standard.
That's not gonna happen.
I don't think that would be good for his blood pressure, Quinn.
We have to get him in the highest standard.
I like
quite
him
stressed.
for like, mild, low key, a little bit of a racist. He's great.
Yeah, he's pretty alright.
It's been decided.
He cares about people, and clearly, I think if he wasn't friends with Aviana, I wouldn't like him much at all. But because of
definitely.
that, I think he can grow, and I'm proud of him for that. Also, he's very attractive.
He's really pretty.
Doesn't hurt his chances. Let's go home.
I lean over to Lexi. I say, "Who's Rory?"
I didn't know him very well either. I'm relieved someone said that before I did. Yeah, who was that guy?
I've basically avoided him.
So let's go pick up Winchester.
Hey Logan.
He's like, oh.
Oh, sorry. When we're on the way home or just walking around town, have we passed any places that sell like wood or like masonry stuff?
Sure, certainly you would have.
Cool. All right. I want to build a forge
Okay.
when there is time.
And have like stuff delivered to the
You
house.
would know where those places are. Do you want it's getting pretty late, so those places probably might be like not super duper busy, but you would definitely clock where they are.
Okay. Yeah, it might be better to save it for tomorrow when we have like access to the cart. If I'm
Yeah.
gonna be buying like a crap ton of bricks, for
Well,
example.
we could also get them to deliver it, right?
Oh,
Could-
I guess
could
maybe
cost more.
depending on.
I mean,
yeah.
you could always hire the Amberwick company to deliver it for you.
Wow.
You know what? Let's not trust any deliveries from now on.
Yeah, no more Uber.
Let's just come back and
D&D.
get your stuff tomorrow.
No
Yes.
Uber Forge for
Bring
you.
your cart by tomorrow. See what we can find.
Oh my god.
Let's go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like a guard, and he's like Aviana's friend, and I'm pretty sure they really want to smooch each other.
Oh.
Interesting.
He's
He's-
fun to
he's
mess.
nice.
He's fun to mess with.
Nice. He is kind of fun to mess with.
He wouldn't
Doesn't much
accept
like
any. He wouldn't
tieflings.
accept any money from our
Oh.
thing the other day. So me and Avi slipped him money inside of his armor.
I
Oh.
didn't presume that of them.
It was funny.
I
Guards.
understand.
I think they all met him when we were doing that stuff underground.
Yeah, when
With
you were
Elma.
Oh,
when you were
that
being
was
a
it.
dirty
Yeah.
sewage boy, we were doing our thing with
Yeah.
the cult.
And
Okay.
then when I was dancing with Aviana and stuff, she was all like, "Rory, help me!" And I was all like, "Haha, that's not gonna happen." It was funny.
You guys still have
Cool.
to tell me about that bird you guys found. That sounds pretty interesting.
Yes, it sounds like quite a
It was
tale.
neat.
There's more than a.
Y'all
She's
seem
neat.
very
She's nice.
acquainted with him. So, I didn't...
It's true.
Well, I'm sure you're pretty acquainted with the bird,
Rory.
right? Have you kept in contact?
The what?
She kind of
The bird
flew
you
off
found.
into the sky.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it'd be hard to be in contact then.
Yeah.
I mean, she flew up, then she came
She
back
seemed
down.
happy about it though.
Our
Right?
bird-
Like,
our bird
Fenris
stayed on the
told me
ground.
She was
Our-
happy.
Yeah,
Our bird stayed
I
around
believe
us
so.
afterwards, so.
I can only presume that probably Tanti and Argo have watched over her if she's been in the city.
You know,
Yeah,
Argo would
probably
be a really
fine.
interesting person to find right now, especially since I've contracted a disease.
Oh my god.
I'm
You might
playing.
actually have it prepared for today, so that might not be a bad idea.
I'm playing.
But yeah, no, you guys shouldn't worry about not knowing Rory. You've been busy with tournament stuff. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm not worried about not. Okay. Besides, it's all good.
We go home.
Care
No,
about
it's-
him, Lexi.
No, I'm more just
Savage.
surprised. No. I didn't think that Aviana would have that type of history with someone like that. Does her hand waving. Like, let's not talk about this. Onwards! Let's go
You
home!
guys are heading back home?
Let's go home.
Using our
Winchester, I
usual
haven't seen you in 3 days.
using our usual measurement of time, we'll say about a half hour passed during those conversations and whatnot, and then another hour passed on your way home. So it is now 8:30 when you guys return back to your home.
Hooray.
Huzzah.
Bing bong. Is my cow still there?
The almond is still there.
Aw,
thank
I'm
God.
good to see ya. Oh, man.
Hugs almond.
You're a coward.
Huh?
You're a coward for
It's
not
been
killing.
several hours. and She's not hungry.
Yeah.
A coward!
Good cow. We'll see you tomorrow, probably.
Well, let's go talk to our new
Thanks,
resident.
man.
So
Yeah,
there's two ways to get in now. There is a large
there's a-
tunnel dug slightly off from the house down underground,
wanna
and
go
there
to
is
the
also
Oh
the
my
normal way to
God.
get there.
I want to go in the tunnel.
If you go down through the tunnel, when you go down
Oh.
through it and go down, you actually find something that you didn't notice before. In the same way that the underground walls are all made of bark that is like calcified and stony, as you go through, you find that that layer of bark and like tree matter extends out quite a bit to the point where there's a solid 10 to 15 feet of this tunnel that looks like it was dug straight through a tree.
Oh,
Damn.
Ah, interesting.
that's cool.
Well, it makes a lot of savings on building support.
Jeez.
Going
Good, because
in,
we can't stand the carpentry person either.
going down, if you enter into the basement, it is initially very dark. Not a lot of light is coming through. It is turning night outside. But you do, when you come down, hear the breathing of a very large creature as you enter. And as you guys come in, before your eyes manage to adjust to the light, you see an eye open in the dark, like the eye of a cat. A very large yellow eye, reflecting back light at you.
I will say, I've always dreamed of this moment entirely. I did not know that this is how the moment was going to play out.
That they be in your house?
No, a knight going into a drag. Don't worry.
That's fair.
Hello.
Hi, Lilywood.
Greetings, Master Lilywind.
Hi.
You guys hear the sounds of its very large body standing from having been laying down, and its foot falls on the ground as it moves towards you. The brass dragon moves into the small bit of moonlight that's coming from the outside as its features are illuminated softly by it. It looms over the lot of you underneath, pushing aside and even ripping down. You guys got rid of the hooks, didn't you? Did you get rid of the hooks?
We spent
Yeah,
like
so-
days clearing as many as we
Yeah.
could out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it
We
wouldn't
kept a
be-
few up there for decoration.
It would just be pulling them down as it moves if they were still there. It moves towards you, looms over you.
You have returned then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Has anything changed? Any new information about what happened?
Edregan is now apparently the bandit lord of Mott. He is run
Unless
away.
you knew that before, which-
And
I did.
Diana
I did
subsumed
know
his
about
position.
that.
Yeah,
The merchant
other than
lords
that-
were briefed on that today. I was going to bring that up with you once you had all gathered.
Also, we are no longer allowed entry into the Platinum District.
Until we are.
And the assignment of your seal has been delayed until after the tournament and election. That decision was made collectively by Vincent and by Margaret.
Remind me to
They s-
thank him.
They stated that with the state of things, any new, the institution of any new people within the Platinum District, nobles or otherwise, should be done after the election for the safety of the merchant lords, they claimed. His intentions are rather clear. However, if they are taking steps to keep others away from Diane, from the election, it means they have something to be afraid of.
So many hands in the pot, if you wish. It's hard to find who's doing what for what reason anymore.
The main obstacle remains Vincent. He is pushing Murkwire forward. I also have reason to believe that Margaret is going along with it because something is being held over him. He is a coward. But I have never seen him act so loyally to another person before. His agreement with Vincent is uncharacteristic.
I've not seen much of the fella, but I can't say he's the type, given his demeanor at the party the other day.
Perhaps he's been paid. Perhaps he is being controlled, more manipulated, or blackmailed. All I know is that he never strongly believes in much of anything, except for lining his own pockets and filling his own stomach. In that regard, he gains nothing from putting Murkwire on the throne.
Vincent seemed to know who Vendi was pushing forward as her choice for this election. He seemed to think that that person is not someone who should be in any form of power. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Honestly, my first guess was going to be the lady, if I'm being real.
Do you have any... Will you tell us about them? Because right now, it seems like they're the ones that has the highest chance of not screwing over this entire country.
You see the dragon moves back slightly. They, like, look down to the side a little bit. Their brow furls slightly, as if in thought.
If you wish to know their identity, I had promised to remain quiet about it. I had suggested telling you in the first place. But my father and Vindy, they both insisted that it remain private. They believe they have a better chance of winning that way. However, if you could receive permission from my father or ask Vindy.
I understand. It's best not to show all of your cards. But the people who are already against you do know. Or is Vincent unclear as we are?
No, he knows.
They know who it is. But the person is not somebody that there's a great deal of public knowledge about. Any faith being placed in them is being placed in that they are someone Vindy has selected, and Vindy's judgment is, though eccentric, trusted among the upper class.
Is it Vogan? I'm playing. I'm playing. Understood.
Like us, Vindy wants to see a positive change. Their candidate is somebody who would bring about change, but they are not somebody who has any proper experience with ruling, and they have avoided their responsibilities for a long time.
The gears turn in Quintus's mind very slowly as the hamster starts kind of lazily stepping forward.
It's not an elf that we know, right?
Either way, a lot of problems have arisen since you had left, especially. I want to basically blot of them everything that that has happened, because at this point, what use is there holding back against this dragon?
As you speak of it, they move back towards the back of the cave, and they settle in like a cat. Like just laying down on the ground, head still up, but wings curled in as they listen to you recount everything that happened. You notice that for the imposing aura that a dragon carries, this dragon strikes you as like absurdly attentive. As you listen, it is giving you its full attention. There's a certain like a very perceptive nature to this creature that you feel like they would have insight on things that you wouldn't necessarily have. And they seem genuinely to enjoy any exchange of information that comes their way, to the point where they are visibly reacting as you tell them the various twists in the information that you've acquired today. When you finally finish, they remain silent for a moment, seemingly not having much to really add to what's happening.
Currently,
they speak up after a moment.
It is all but certain that Murkwire is going to win. Unless Margaret's vote can be changed, Diane can be proven to be the criminal that she is. Or the lady and Agravain can be convinced to vote for Vindy's nominee.
Even then, it would be a tie.
We have our work cut out for us.
In the case of a tie, my father could remain in control until something was done about it.
So that is a great option, then. I turn to Fenris. If we
Yes?
can't get that tie, I still think that Murkwire, being in his own mind, is better than a Murkwire who isn't. But I thought that maybe we'd have time to talk about that now, if possible.
Sure.
I know it is not in any way mine to say anything about, and you said that you wish to potentially try some magical means and things on me in the meantime, and I do appreciate it, Fenris. And if you all want me to, I will swallow my pride and swallow
Also
that
the
apple.
Yes.
But I do sincerely believe in Kyverium. And I do believe that this will be fixed at some other point. I don't know if he'd agree with us. I don't know if he would stay in any way with us. But I know that that man that I fought, the one who wants to protect these people with the strength that he says that he has, he would not enjoy being taken advantage of.
I believe you. Murkwire has proven to be quite a lot of things, but I think that this might be a turning point in some aspects for him.
I have not forgotten he's left all of us to die. He captured every one of us. He took my horse. He killed us all. If we weren't protected, then none of us would be here talking about it right now. None of that has gone from my mind, I assure you all.
You hear a guttural snort from the dragon in reaction to that.
Oh.
Anything to add?
Nothing relevant.
I know that he is the bandit lord who stole my family's relic and who has taken my honor several
Right.
times over.
The relic. The constelliquary you possess. I have something I need you to do.
Of course.
I believe that Diane and the family is trying to gather together the constelliquaries. My father and I have spoken of this.
I can confirm.
We had planned to move this into your hands whenever you were going to leave the city, but it is likely that if Diane has seized the position of a merchant lord, if Murkwire is elected, they will likely assign themselves to be the new treasurer. I need you to contact a business partner of mine. There's something from the vaults of Summergrass that you need to move, so that it does not fall into the hands of the family.
Would they listen to us?
They know me. I will
believe I may be
think of a
falling for
way by tomorrow. Information you could pass on to them that they would know it came from me. But you need to contact them. And you need to get them to get an item from the vaults out and to you. And secretly. There is another constelliquary in the city, and it cannot be allowed to fall into the hands of the family.
As far as I'm concerned, you are still a merchant lord of Summergrass. I will hear everything you have to say.
It is a sword. Technically a set of swords. Known as Vox Victoria. We had wished to pass it on to Aviana, but only once they had decided to leave the city, for we thought that giving it to them too soon may implicate those in charge with consorting with thieves
That's
and
why
murderers.
you all wished to talk to her whenever we brought her over. You had already known about her, you had said.
Yes. The two paths that lay before us are to contact my partner who runs the vaults with me, or to attempt to break in.
We can't get to the Platinum District. I don't know if there's any way to get in there unless we have some other way to enter.
I could tell you the means to open the vault. I may be falling for you. It is information that is passed on whenever the role of the treasurer of the city is granted to somebody. For that purpose, I do not believe Diane could get in until they were given that knowledge. So, it may be best to go through my partner. I will give you until the morning. to decide how you want to proceed with that. And I will try to think of what maybe could be said to them to persuade them to assist you.
I had made a deal with Diane. The other night, whenever I went on that date we had. I knew that they were going after the Constella queries. And I had more information for her, to be honest, because I needed her to find something that was happening in the land away. And she said she would look into it, but now I thought that I could handle the situation, but as Agravain said earlier, what me and Lexi did with the Crystal Queen is going to cause problems there. I only bring this up, Lilywyn, because I want to ask something. If we do save Summergrass, in a sense. I would like to ask for aid in finding out a traitor in the Lions Council.
What assistance do you think we could give you?
I don't know.
If you can think of something to ask us to do.
Less than I think an information network like the family could have helped. But I can't rely on that anymore. I just wanted... If you can think of anything that could help, I would be very appreciative.
We will do what we can. But we are not the family.
I know.
And my father and I tend to look no farther than the borders of our own country.
I know. Food for thought.
Vogan. It would seem your identity has been ousted.
Seems that way.
How do you feel about the city now?
I've been getting a lot of looks. Yeah, Quintus here has been, way more suspicious than I have.
Glad I can help.
He's sort of like a smoke screen right now.
There is a certain irony to it. On the Merchant Council, it is those who are human who are proving to be the most deceitful. It seems that those who look out for Summergrass have always been those who do not have roots in humanity. That is
right
why
here.
that is why we believed the lot of you to be suitable hands to work for us in the city. Have you spoken to Almyra about coming to meet with my father?
I haven't really talked to her recently. She's been keeping to herself.
I see.
She could be here.
I searched before digging my way in.
Also, you know Elmira. Was that information we already knew?
They know of Elmira. She
Well,
was
did
there
we
when
did we know that?
I don't think we did. I don't remember that.
the
I
High
knew
Lord
at
directly
least.
asked you to ask Elmira to come meet with him.
Okay, never mind.
Lilywyn was
Okay.
present when it happened.
Okay, cool. Couldn't remember. All right, carry on.
They don't have anything else to say past that.
All right, cool.
Let me know if there's anything else you can think of before, I guess, tomorrow whenever we make our decision. My current thought is, if you trust this man, this person you work with, to help us with the treasure, then we should go with that. But that's my thought.
She nods.
Certainly,
In any
I'll-
case, it needs to be removed from the reaches of the family. Who it goes to doesn't matter much to us, though we feel it would suit Aviana best.
Of course.
We actually would have suggested that it go to,
And she regards Amariam.
but from what we know of Constellaquaries, you have already cast your lot. Legends about them have stated to us that once a person aligns with a Constellaquary and receives a blessing from it, those that do not come from the same source will not react to them.
Oh.
Huh.
Interesting. Huh. Looks at Hammer. Cool.
Holding my bracer up to Fogan's mask again to see if it freaks out.
Well, those aren't Constellaquaries.
No, I know. I was
As your
just
search continues, it may be relevant to you. Each of the Eidolons left behind too. There are Constellaquaries that are not aligned with the Eidolons, that were constructions similar to them, but the Eidolic ones are the ones that matter. And from each Eidolon there are two, a major and a minor one.
Two.
Once you have attuned to one, the only other that you can make use of is the other. I do not know, between major and minor, which yours are, nor do I know which Eidolons yours come from. But they are said to be more powerful when joined together, that they react to their own partner. Information I believed it was relevant for you to know.
Yeah, that's something I'll keep in
And
mind.
these dual swords are considered one.
It is a single sword that is two, and yes, it is one artifact.
Do you require anything? Any sort of food, water,
I was about to ask. I could
anything
make
to
some
make
stew.
anything to make the basement more comfortable?
You just want to make stew.
Well, I mean,
Actually-
it'd be nice to our guest.
Fenris Selberon, you are a cleric of Tequin, are you not?
I am.
If it helps you to become more motivated, the Constellaquary we wish to pass on to you is from them. It is an artifact of your god.
Okay. No, I'm cool. I'm cool. I just needed to get that out. Glad this was a basement. All right. Really?
Quinn opens his mouth and then shuts it.
That makes sense. It's one sword, two, twin.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
As for food, I'm fine. If I become hungry, I can find my own.
Betting?
Just in case. To dissuade. The cow is all yours, but, stew I could make.
Wow.
I
like-
could.
Do you
If
require
I
any
may be
betting?
candid
Any-
with you, I am used to eating foods that you may not expect a dragon to be used to. I will likely try to save my appetite for when I can return to human form. However,
That is-
thank you for your cow, should it become necessary.
I presumed as such, but I was worried because Miriam told us and all,
She really
and
didn't
I thought
want
that would be rude.
that to happen. She likes the cow.
It's
Excuse
nice
me,
in the morning.
Yes.
Excuse me, Master Lillywind. About your human form, actually, I had a thought. You were forced to assume your dragon form because your ring was broken. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yes.
Do you know if it would be possible to reforge it, or do you have the pieces?
Unfortunately, now that it is broken, there is not much that could be done. Though you would not have been able to see it from where you were, the actual disruption of the magic came from the destruction of the rubies that were inlaid into the ring. Merquire
see.
shattered one of them.
And there's
And
no
unfortunately,
replacement ring.
constructing a new one would require the aid of my father. A dragon's ability to assume a humanoid form is more than ordinary, transmutation magic. He is old enough that he is innately aware of that quality, and he can imbue a small part of his own skill into an item to pass on to one of his kind.
So your dad's also a dragon.
I didn't say that.
We were right! No! I'm kidding. Anyway, go on.
But the point is, I will require him to construct another one for me. And it will not be a hasty task. Murkwire likely knew that if I did decide to fight back against them, I would be a major thorn in their side. But the objective was never to get rid of me permanently. Only for the time that the election takes. And in that regard, they have succeeded.
I see.
I'd like to again bring up that the one who said that was the Tenebros, from what I understand.
You did not sound like you were done, Warforged.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I merely wish to apologize that I could not help you assume a more comfortable or useful form. I apologize.
It's fine. The construction of such a ring must be done by our kind for our kind. You are a talented individual, based on the abilities you used when you fought in the tournament. I should also present you with a warning, since I no longer feel the need to be bound to the rules of the tournament. Tomorrow you will meet. You will discuss who you are going to fight next. And those who won. Fenris, Vogan. You will be given the option of selecting 2 other people to fight beside you.
Uh-oh.
Your
Really?
choices
That's
will
weird.
Your choices will be limited to those who, if I am recalling correctly, your choices will be limited to those that you have defeated within the tournament yourself. And
Yes!
as well
Damn it.
as a random allotment of those who were defeated in the first round.
Gotcha.
Damn it!
I also
Shit.
I also know
He
that,
like crosses his arms.
I also know that
out.
since Rivan, the Drow,
Baby.
and Osman, since the 2 of them are no longer able to fight, I do not know how the other merchant lords are going to resolve that, as there will be 2 choices that cannot be made.
Never mind. He like looks up as that was said and then just like looks away like, oh, never mind, don't worry about it.
So put some thought into who you are going to ask. You will only be able to fight in the tournament again for the next round. But choose wisely. And I think it goes without saying, but as Vincent and the others now have a majority of the merchant lords, as long as they can word it eloquently enough, they can make changes to the rules as they see fit. Beware of any deception or mischief they get up to. I imagine they'll use their influence to try to make Murkwire seem all the more impressive.
If one were to try to see Rivan, what
You
would
wish
one
to see
need?
the Drow?
I don't know how it would help, but I would like to ask what one would have to do.
They have been dealt with.
Oh. I see.
In that, you would have to find her.
Find her.
My father wishes to meet with Elma to discuss the details further. But the Drow seemed to be motivated by their lack of a home, that they had been cast out. But it just so happens that Summergrass has an expansive city below it. And the Drow were persuaded to, in exchange for their freedom, offer us certain favors, as long as we allow them to exist underneath that city.
Quintus remembers, like, whenever he, like, basically asked for Lilywyn to keep in mind that they were being forced out from their homes and shit, and he just looks to her. Thank you very much.
The Drow have agreed to keep an eye on the city from the shadows for the time being. They're not exactly happy with the arrangement, but my father can be very persuasive.
With everything going on, they seemed like the only ones that didn't have a hand in the greater things happening to this place. That's why I wish to try to speak with her.
Summergrass will always be a home for those who are out of place and have lost theirs. And the Drow are no exception, as long as they are willing to play by the rules.
You have my gratitude.
I warn you, though, my father did not fill me in on all the details, but initially, Rivan had mentioned that there were others in the city. Drow who
I
had
assume
come.
a lot of people want to kill me. Okay, I'm kidding.
Other Drow. Those of a higher standing. Apparently they were racing to try to kill you before those ones could get to you. Watch your back.
Thank you.
They aren't
like I'm
out for
saying
any
that a lot.
political manipulation. The Drow are only out for your blood.
If they knew, they wouldn't want it.
What?
Nothing.
I'm gonna have Lilywyn go ahead and roll insight real quick.
She doesn't have to worry about that.
Nothing to worry about it. Don't worry. Just fucking...
Dragon inside.
She doesn't need to worry about that.
Don't worry. I mean, sure they don't have to worry, but you're gonna go ahead and wisdom. They're sure it's nothing. It's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Behold, dragon insight.
Wow.
Yes.
Glorious.
I mean, should I roll
believe
deception? I
may
may
be
get
falling
worse.
for you.
You weren't really lying about anything. You just said something and deflected. So I think with a 3,
Okay.
we're fine.
Okay.
I will rest. Unless you have more questions, I will put some thought into the events that will happen tomorrow. You should prepare.
I think a rest to do us all good. Or at least to continue to talk upstairs with some of our compatriots if they're home. Do you know if any of the others are here?
There was a woman wearing red. Lyra. She did approach. She returned here. Around when I was digging down. I turned invisible when I became aware of them, but they inspected the large tunnel I left, and they left.
Gotcha.
There was also a young woman with icy hair. I believe she is still here. She poked her head down after returning. She had a dog with her.
Of course that wouldn't deter her.
She seemed curious. I turned invisible. I waited in here and I tried to avoid them. I do not know if they saw me or if they were aware of me being here. But they seemed as if they were accustomed to much greater threats. I believe they're upstairs. As mentioned, I could not find Almyra.
Thank you. Shall we?
Sounds good. Gotta
If you can think of anything you need, we're just up there.
Just like road or something. I'll be fine.
Oh, sure. I don't live near anyone.
It will be a pleasure rooming with you.
She goes to the other side of the cave, lays down.
All right.
You guys head upstairs.
I'd like
go
to
bed.
I'd like to make my way up.
When you head up, if you were to search, you would find that Mary Mist and your heckin' Blink Dog are still around. Mini
We
Myra.
should let Mary Miss know.
Mini Myra.
We should let Mary Miss know.
Did you?
We should let her know that
house.
we should let her know that she has to share a home with another dragon. You see.
I ran around the house
Damn.
and she was. I don't know if she had gotten back by the time we got there with the dragon, but I know that last session I ran around telling everyone who was present, like, "Hey, dragon, don't worry about it."
That's honestly part of why Mary Mist didn't. Heckin', she didn't.
Oh, yeah.
She kind of knew what she was going down to find, though she couldn't see it. She did go down, look for it, then was like,
Cool.
okay.
Awesome.
What do you guys want to do for the night?
I find Mini Myra.
You do. When you see it, it looks at you, it yips at you, teleports out from where it is, and like lands on your shoulder.
Yeah! Yay!
Oh my god.
I thank Mary Mist for watching out for Mini Myra and for giving him the bracelet that brought him the win.
When you thank her, she like puts her fingers together. She like hops slightly once in place, then stops, and her expression like gets colder again as if she's collecting herself after like a moment of being more excited than she meant to be. And as she does, and she looks down for a sec, then back up. She slowly reaches up towards your mask, and looks like she's very cautiously like puts her fingers near the gemstone points that it comes to, but seems to be afraid to actually touch it.
I lean in, so she does.
Oh, this is killing me. I need to shut up. Go.
And you do. She touches the side of it and seems to run her hand very slowly along the side of one of the horns back to the part where it connects just in the back of your neck. Though you can't hear the you can see like the mouth movement of it.
I can't hear it, but I do hear it.
You hear it in your heart! Sorry.
Right there with you, Brad. Goddamn.
You want to hold it?
She seems to back up as if that's a scary thought, really quick, snapping back from it.
It's not gonna bite.
I think. I'll unhook the mask and offer it for her to look at.
She takes it. Whenever she takes it, you notice that you don't find it heavy at all. But when she takes it, she buckles slightly as if it's heavier than she thought it was going to be. But she doesn't drop it or anything. It's just more than she thought, as if she expected it to almost be hollow. She holds it, she like turns it around and inspects it. You notice that some of the glowing bits of it, whenever you're not wearing it, the glow just disappears from it. It kind of goes inert. You notice the coloration on it even becomes slightly duller when you're not wearing it. As she moves it, she inspects. She kind of puts it up to her face and like almost on her, but it's so large around, the neck is so big that it can't actually clasp onto her. So she just sort of puts it up where it would be.
Ugh, that's adorable.
Goddamn heart.
After looking at it for a minute, she offers it back to you.
All right. He'll give her a big smile. A rare Vogan smile that you can see.
Have a good night.
She makes a motion. Before you go, she makes a motion of like miming taking a hood down from over her head, and then gestures towards you, and then just gives a very like almost uncharacteristically dorky thumbs up at you.
No.
I give her a thumbs up back.
She gives a big smile, then goes back to being stoic and embarrassed, and she wanders off back towards the library on the top floor.
Cool.
Oh, Logan, this isn't okay. What do you think you're doing?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
It's true. You're right. And I'll take Mini Myra, go to the room, and play with her a bit.
Heckin'.
I'm going to have gone to my room to fetch a stick and then come back and see that they're gone.
Oh,
And then take the stick back to my room.
Heckin'.
You're a bitch.
Oh, I will go to
Logan.
my room, still in my heavy armor, and just go away for the night.
Logan,
Yeah.
you know how Fenris takes her rest a bit quicker than everyone? As long as everyone isn't doing too much, she would like to take the first rest and rest through it. And then the moment that she's done resting, snap awake and then go pound on Quintus's door.
I'm still asleep.
Aggressive.
You're gonna say you're ruining his
You're
rest.
still asleep.
What the fuck?
Quintus! Quintus!
Basically, I would have went
You can be active for an hour, so if you want to wake up, you can.
Okay, so I would have basically went right to my room, still in my heavy armor, and just basically be like, "Don't worry, Kitty, I've got it this time," because he doesn't know if he has any other places on him that are bleeding or anything,
fair.
so he doesn't want any of that near Kitty. But yeah, if all that happens like that, then he'll wake up whenever Finny comes to the door.
Quintus!
Fenris, what is it?
Open the door.
No, I'm kidding.
No, get out of here.
Please.
Who is it? I'm kidding.
Stop kidding. Open the door.
No. I opened the door.
I have the spell.
Uh.
Let me try. Please. And thank you.
Okay.
I've rested first so that I, as soon as possible, nip this in the bud if we can.
Yeah. Here's hoping.
Here's to hoping.
I was tossing around a lot, so just to stay 6 feet away. I'm kidding.
I think it's a touch spell, Quintus. Yes, it is. Heckin', she'll put her hand
obviously,
on his...
touching, like Logan said, touching isn't going to be that big of a deal.
Besides,
Could
the
also
point,
touch
I
the
know.
clothes. You don't have to have direct
That's
skin
fine.
contact.
Yeah.
You
Nah,
just be,
she's gonna put her hand on his forehead like she's taking his
She's
temperature.
gonna shove her hands in
You're
his
gonna
mouth.
scar him, but you'll make him better. Fucking. Instead of blowing him up with your right arm, you're gonna.
She's
have
gonna
him-
bite him. She's gonna bite him and drink his blood.
I'm
Turns out she's also a
resurrecting
damn.
him. Resurrecting.
Put a couple of your fingers on his forehead. Burn the spell slot, and I'd like you to roll 1d100.
Oh,
Here
my.
we go.
Oh,
Do you have
Lord.
inspiration? I don't know if
How
it's
I
That wouldn't apply. That wouldn't apply.
Hey.
Oh,
Inspiration
damn it,
doesn't
I
work
got
on
excited.
Inspiration
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
work on a 1d100 roll.
Sorry.
I'm
My
sorry.
sick brain
She
isn't
got me really excited. Thank you, Carrie, for caring.
That's okay. Your
All right.
excitement is fine. It's,
Ah! Maybe low is good. Low could be good.
I think I got worse.
I now also have cancer.
okay. You use lesser restoration. As you do it, you try to use healing magic in the same way that you had used it on Jerky before, which, to your knowledge, Jerky still seems to be okay. As you do this, Jerky wanders in during this happening, seemingly in response to the soft glow of the magic as you're using it. He seems to walk in, pushes the door open from the outside and comes in the house, walks to the room and looks in to the room, then just lays down in the doorway, front paws down, watching the process happen. After you're done doing it, a lot like with Jerky, you have no idea if it succeeded or not.
I can't do a medicine check?
There is no major way of knowing immediately if it succeeds. With Jerky, just like with Jerky, you had no idea. There's no way to test if it actually was going to cause the symptoms to alleviate.
Well,
We've done all we can.
Thanks, Fenris.
Yo, right.
No matter what this did, thank you, Fenris. For both of us. Well, motions over to Jerky.
I just need you to be okay at the end of this.
No matter
to
what, I'm going to be
Fenrir's
okay.
friends. I can't imagine you losing your memories of all of this. That's far too precious.
To be perfectly honest with you, I agree. Losing anything as important as my memory, there are very little fates I can think of worse.
Me neither.
Especially from everything you've told me.
I believe you're a
But-
good person, Quinn. Fate shall find its way to, hopefully, help you. As far as I'm concerned, I think we'll get through this. Hopefully, it doesn't come to needing the apple. But if it does, I shall follow your discretion. As much as I wouldn't like to heal Murkwire, if you feel that it's better suited for him since he's further into the descent of amnesis, I can't.
I
argue
feel,
that.
if you would not mind talking to me a little longer before I have to go back to bed before this hour is over.
Yeah,
So
she,
that I
like,
can awake and
lingers
have all my hit dice and all that good. Anyway,
She kind of lingers at the door frame as if she's about to leave, and then she'll like return to the bed and maybe sit on the edge of it. If that's not too ribald.
I will look outside. Like I will offer Jerky to come in, but I'm looking like I'm about to close the door.
No.
Jerky comes in.
Okay.
Jerky comes in and with some like semblance of understanding in its actions, Jerky like goes over to you and very cautiously leans up against your legs on the side of the bed.
I close the door, trying again to make this as private as it possibly could be. I see in front of us a couple of options, Fenris. Giving the apple to Murkwire. I'd like to discuss with you the pros and cons, if you'd like. I trust your judgment more than I trust mine, but I'd like to also make sure my thoughts are known.
Of course. You've always made sure that your thoughts are heard. And I don't see why not.
Can we start with the worst scenario then?
Sure.
At worst, we give the apple to Murkwire. It cures him or it doesn't. And he doesn't care. Wins and whatever that other person does, I don't really know them, I can't really say anything.
Yeah, that's a big unknown.
I
Those
believe
are our
I
two
may be
worst
falling for
scenarios.
you.
I guess a third one would be he refuses to take it.
I don't think that's an option for him. There has to be some form of self-preservation.
Now, the good. Let's not start with the best scenario, obviously. I want to save that for last, unless you have any other ideas. But
No, that sounds good to me.
we give him the apple. That man that I saw through that fight becomes the one that is in charge. He still takes over, he still has his ideals, and they're as bad as we think. But he's no longer being controlled by a literal fiend. A demon who cannot have good ideas for this place. Maybe him and Vincent are still together, who's to say? But in the end, it's better than the alternative.
I agree with that full-heartedly. I
And
think
finally,
Murkwire on his own, or even with the previously named, is much more manageable.
we've taken him down before.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that again.
And finally, the best scenario. We give this to Murkwire. He takes it. The Murkwire I saw in that fight takes over, and he decides he does not want to be controlled. Not by Tenebros, and not by Vincent. He knows that he is someone who needs to use Vincent, of course, to get to the end, get his vote, and obtain the city. But Vincent doesn't then just control a puppet. And maybe we worked a bit of magic on him, and he understands that he owes a lot more to the people that are weak in the city. That's the best case scenario, is that Summergrass, if he wins, gets a strong leader that can get them out of whatever situation will befall them after all of this. Or, again, the other one wins, but we can't really say anything about that.
I think no matter what, I think Summergrass is still leading to war. The best
I believe
scenario,
everywhere is.
Yeah. I think your best scenario is starkingly optimistic, but I mean, there's no harm in trying at least.
I think that even with the worst scenario, it stops the two of you and whoever you choose to help you fight. Because if you choose Lexi and you choose Tantia, they'll also have to be fighting Murkwire. They'll also have a chance to be infected like me. I'll be right back. If he takes the apple, then the three of you and the three of whoever Vogan choose, you'll be safe. Me taking this apple is putting at least a handful, if not more people, at risk.
I agree. As much as it pains me to say. I do believe that's the best option, to preserve more lives. But as much as I do understand this, I can't stand to watch you travel down that road. The descent
I believe in
of it.
Kyverium. And I believe in you. That's your goal too, is it not?
Yes, it is. I have not made much foray in that field.
I believe that you or Kyverium will find a way to solve this. And even if I forget something, he looks away and stays on that for a bit,
Quintus, if you do start to degrade as people with amnesis are on the tendency to do, I hope you know that no matter what, our memories of the Quintus that you are now shall stay strong, and you will return to that. You may not remember Quintus yourself, but you've impacted all of us quite a lot.
Me? Are you sure you shouldn't? You should be remembering the stories I've told and all the other great deeds of those around.
Quintus, you are. How do I put this in a light that is flattering but not too much so? I do not want to inflate your head. You're an emblem for the highest standard. The highest standard without Quintus Vanderbilt is not the same highest standard as it is with him. Begrudgingly so, we need you. And even if things begin to descend towards the negative, the ideals, the insistence, the stubbornness that you've brought to the group shall stay. The highest standard is part of Quintus Vanderbilt. In my personal belief, which is a strong one, even though we have not seen eye to eye all the time,
I'm sorry. I really am. I only was thinking about Kitty. I thought that he would be sad if things happened to me, but I didn't think about you and the others.
Well, of course, if something happens, we will miss you dearly.
I'd believe you. I just didn't think about it.
Well, don't think about it too much, because you're going to get through this. I don't think Amnesis can take down someone like Quintus Vanderbilt. As much as that really, it makes me want to roll my eyes just a little bit.
It'll make a great story.
It will.
The son of the Vanderbilts fighting through and becoming the first one to overcome this disease through sheer willpower and hopefully some medicine provided by his friends and gnome they know. But willpower!
Elsewhere, an old man who had previously been cured is like, I'm a legend!
Hell yeah. I'm sure that's a story that Miriam will sing to the high heavens. And it should be one that's retold.
Thank you, Fenris. For the spell, for listening to my thoughts about this, and for that. Especially for that. Thank you.
We are friends, so of course. Thank you for everything that you've done for the group.
I won't forget it again.
You better not. I think
won't
I take
forget
it
that.
better than some. Lexi might have a word to say to you.
You should probably leave before they think we're smooching.
Yeah.
I won't deny it.
Okay, Quintus. Good talk. Go put your head in that pillow and maybe, I've been here too long. You're right. She'll get up and walk to the door and she'll pause. And just so you know, because this has been on my mind for a little bit, and I'm sorry. Maybe I won't say it, Quintus.
Wow.
I was about to say something rather nice to you, but sleep. Go sleep. Go have your human nap time. I am going to start the breakfast gruel for everyone.
Gruel.
Fenris.
Huh.
What? I'm sorry. Everyone's asleep. What? What do you want?
Thank you for being my friend.
Yeah. She'll leave. Yeah.
I want to note that entire conversation he had Starboxers on.
Hell yeah.
Great.
Beautiful.
I need you to know that you were lucky I was on mute, because as soon as you said that, I screamed, ow. So...
So, as you drift off back to sleep, you have little trouble getting back there.
Yeah, I have a cat with me now, of course. I had little trouble. Yeah, let's do a roll, Logan!
As you drift off back to sleep, you find your mind wandering, soon falling into dreaming. And the dream you have is of one of your earliest memories of a figure that is, you remember to be your mother.
Oh, no.
You briefly saw her before she went on a trip, and mysterious circumstances took her when you were young that you have been told what happened, but you were just still relatively unsure. You have a memory of moving through the Vanderbilt estate one night when you couldn't sleep when you were younger, and heading out into one of the basement corridors in the underground floor of the Vanderbilt estate, and finding your mother was up very late at night, seemingly looking around at a particular dead end in the Vanderbilt estate.
Mother, what are you? I'm kidding.
you don't know why your memory drifts back to this, but you do remember her at a very particular time. And you had forgotten this entirely. Tracing along some symbols in the walls. And you remember seeing her pull away an illusion that caused the underground area of your Vanderbilt estate to extend forward and move farther down into a tunnel that went far beyond the otherwise known boundaries of the Vanderbilt's underground area. And you remember seeing a very faint flicker of something crystal-like in the distance.
Oh.
I'd like you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Why wisdom? I mean, to be
wouldn't
fair,
it
it's
be
not. You know what?
numbnuts?
Thank you for wisdom. It's not intelligence. Thank you. Oh, here we go.
You got this.
Don't you have?
Logan, did I?
Do you have
I mean,
inspiration?
did we get any inspiration for our loving talk we just had with each other?
Oh, shut up.
I think.
Don't give him inspiration.
I know.
Just make the.
Here we go.
Oh God.
I told you guys, I'm not good at these.
In your memory, as you move forward, as you move towards your mother, you find that before she heads down, she hears you moving in the hallway. She turns back towards you, and the illusion of the wall causes itself to reform again. Fenris.
Yes.
You have a very brief moment where you find you, as you are leaving the room and heading back to prepare food for everybody, you find that you like zone out briefly as if you go back into a trance, and briefly you find yourself seeing the same underground stone chamber, looking down a hall as what you take to be a younger Quintus is moving towards his mother. It's just a moment. Quintus, you see that when your mother turns, they are not the image of the person that they were a second ago. They are not the image of your mother. Instead, all of their clothes appear to be a ghostly white. Their skin becomes pale. Their hair becomes unfamiliar to you. You both see the image of an entity that... you've seen these things before, Fenris, but you had never seen her so clearly in this. You both see the image of the woman you know to be the Pale Lady in place of your mother, not acting like anyone else, acting in the same way that your mother would have acted in the memory. As they turn, Quintus, everything goes dark in the dream for you. You would wake up at this moment. And Fenris, you snap out of this trance just as you feel a hand on yours, and when you snap out of it, you find that one of your hands are closed. It feels like a set of hands is wrapped around the closed hand. As you move it and open it, there's a very small piece of red mesite, a fragment, smaller than a ring, in the palm of your hand that wasn't there a moment ago. Quintus, you have permanently lost 1 point of wisdom.
Yay!
And that is where...
physical embodiment of his wisdom in my hand? Oh,
and
no.
that is where we are going to end today's
Holy shit!
So I still remember that, though.
Oh, you still remember it.
Okay, good.
For now. People that
Okay,
have
good.
amnesis, they see a pale woman appearing in their dreams, replacing people that they know.
What do you mean? Well, that's not good. That's been happening to me my whole life. Don't think about it too hard.
Also, there's something I want to give you guys real quick, since you now know what the mechanics for picking teammates is going to be the next round. Those are who everybody has access to picking.
Yep, I know who I'm picking.
Fuck yeah, Rickard!
Oh my god, you better!
Pick Argo! Make me so happy and pick Argo.
God, I'm on Murkler's list.
Yeah, you are. You got beat by him.
So funny.
I know, but fuck.
Damn, Murkwire
I'm
might
pretty
be
sure
a
he's
little-
gonna pick Stag. Like, Murkwire and
didn't-
Stag fucking are pretty tight.
I didn't beat Miriam.
It's true.
Well, he said, like, the rest of them were, like, were
the
randomly
people
assigned.
who don't qualify for anyone's list are randomly assigned to other people.
I could,
Hell yeah.
I could have Effluence, but I know I'm not gonna.
Brett, your list is just painful. Fucking Fume,
I
Lexi,
know!
Tantia, Effluence.
I could
God
have a harem.
damn.
Hey, you have
You
Una!
do. You know what you do,
You've got-
Fenris? You pick Lexi and fucking Flint.
Oh
You know,
my God.
I don't know, but I feel like I'd be
Think
in
about the
danger.
punch team, though, with Fume and Tantia.
Oh,
That's-
dude.
Oh my god.
It's
Also,
true.
Lexi and Tantia
Honestly.
even each other out because Tantia could be punching someone and Lexi could stab them in the neck.
But
Okay, you
Effluence,
need to
though.
think about it
I know.
strategically, and not just because you love us both dearly. okay?
You should, you know what you should do? Tantia and Effluence, both the ones you wanted to, smooch.
As long
Hell
as Effluence
yes.
doesn't bring up that I told him he was cute a bagillion years. Do you think Tantia's gonna care?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
She's gonna pretend like she cares to get a rise out of
that's
you, maybe.
fair. However,
Man. Also, you guys are fucked.
what?
Yeah.
Why?
Lady has fucking access to Blister and Argo.
Oh, shit, you're right.
Scarlet. And Scarlet. Scarlet can fucking curse. Well, no, she's trying to hide
I
that
also
Lisa's a
have access to
sorcerer.
Scarlet.
I was gonna say you could totally pick fucking Scandal.
And
Okay,
Argo.
Vogan,
Friends with
Dude,
Lexi
Vogan-
anymore.
Vogan picks Scarlet and Miriam.
That's what I was thinking.
You know?
Wow. I
Hell
can't
of a
fucking
support
believe
squad.
Vogan and Lexi
Yeah.
are
That's
friends
All he
anymore.
needs. That is all
God.
Vogan needs is a support squad.
Pretty much.
Wow.
It's either,
But you know, there's also Keen.
it's either
Yeah.
Scarlet or Argo for me.
Though.
Like, Miriam,
You're
I'm
not gonna
taking
pick
Miriam.
Keen, though.
What about Miriam
But
and
Keen, though.
Keen's gonna turn on me in the middle of the fight.
Fucking murder you.
I will
like
give you a
100%.
small spoiler in that they can refuse.
Okay,
Okay, so Keen.
Also,
will
yeah,
probably
he
look
wouldn't
at-
fucking back me up anyway.
You'd be like, fuck you, man.
You don't know.
Show you
Imagine
how weak
fucking.
you are by defeating your opponents before you can.
Imagine Murkwire. Imagine Murkwire
Jesus.
coming to me and Flux and be like, "Hey guys, come on!" And Quintus is like, "No," and then Flux is like, "Sure."
Yeah, Argo was on there twice because the lady and Vogan both fought Scarlet and
it
Argo,
was
so
a
they
tag
both
team.
have access
Okay.
to them.
Vogan, Spencer, hear me out. Why the hell aren't you thinking about Rickard? Come on, Rickard. That's my man.
screamed
Such a
Rickard
Come on.
early.
I know, you did.
You know what the worst part is? If I would have won, I would have had access to Gunwitch, and that would have been so fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
I
would've
have
been like-
access to Gunwitch.
I would have been like, Gunwitch and Miriam, let's go.
I'm just saying.
It would not
Why
have been the
not?
best idea to go Gunwitch and Miriam, but you know, whatever. I like Gunwitch.
I do love me a Gunwitch.
Oh, Murkwire
I don't
has
know what
access
I
to Lincoln
I
Park.
I don't think.
Hell yeah.
You're right.
I don't think that Murkwire would choose me. I don't know what I would say if he did. I'm not sure if he would choose Flux. He might. I'm pretty sure Lyra would turn him down because Lyra hates
Weird.
him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure one of his is gonna be Stag because like him and Stag were like buddies. Like they were buddy. But of course, this is the Merc.
You can't remember. Yeah. Pico, did you die?
Yeah,
And
he
who
died.
knows,
Yeah, he
by then
died.
you might
Yeah,
know.
Mia's
Got
just
loud
got him,
and then he
guys.
died.
Just got him.
Yep. It got him, guys. He's out.
Well,
He's out. Boy, he's out.
Oh goodness. I need to run the credits.
Logan. Yeah. We need to make Vogan's mask a face mask that we can sell.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yes.
Oh, everything in Discord's breaking up.
It's not just me, okay.
No.
Yeah, I fucking I was saying all kinds of things, and I
That's
stopped,
fine.
and then no one said anything. Like, oh no.
Well, you
Either
just
they
entirely
hate me
cut
or
out.
Discord.
Everybody else was skipping. You just stopped.
Yeah, you just died.
Yay!
the central server. So
in the end of mine, I was saying I just can't wait to see who Fenris picks, because Fenris and Lady got kind of screwed. They have one less person each.
It's true.
I mean, I have really good people.
You do.
Yeah.
If I got to pick
Ridiculous.
Una, does she come with her invisible cheating drow?
I mean, it only seems fair.
You know, here's the thing. I would have tried to say Una if I was still in the tournament.
Yeah, you would, and you would be like, "Hey, yo, what's up?" So I heard.
So
you
can
drow
I
having
use
trouble.
the drow that terrified the no? Can I though? Like,
Man, you wanted to be branded as a fucking traitor in the city as much as possible, huh?
Yeah, you're
You would have the
a
worst
traitor.
reputation ever.
You're a noble.
Are you doing Vogan a favor? Is that what's happening?
I love it. No, dude, I love it so much because like this is the greatest thing. Everybody's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, Quintus?" Is like, "What?"
Oh boy.
Oh, Din.
Oh, goodness.
Quinn is a journey.
She's been doing fan art and she's been drawing Vogan.
Vogan in Fenris's outfit.
Yep.
That's great.
You're just in that
You
window now, boy.
I
I
love
didn't
it.
even blink an eye. I was like, all right, cool, that's what he's wearing now.
Yeah, makes sense.
He looks good in it.
He actually does.
All right,
was like,
Heckin, YouTube side, we're gonna head out and we'll be back next week. And I'm pretty sure next week we will probably get. There's some stuff. It's gonna be a heckin' exciting thing. I'm excited for next week. Remember though that this Wednesday we're also doing the other guest game, and honestly the reason why I was like we should cap at 3 hours is A, it's a good thing to do, and B, this way we can hopefully resolve the guest games and then Aviana can be around for next game.
Hell yeah.
Yay!
I miss
But
her.
but I digress.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Goodbye,
YouTube
Miss
side.
Bye, you
Bye.
did
Penis.